So I just got out the shower, washed my booty. Feel really good about it. Feel very, very, very good about it. I'm also trying to wash my trash can. You feel me? But I came first, ho. The trash can could get washed. It just needs to soak. You feel me? I'm one of those bitches. I'm like, let that shit soak for a bit. Let that shit soak. But yeah, I'm gonna clean that later. But in the meantime, between time, there was something I was doing. Oh, I was getting my stand. Because I want to put on my little house dress, do my little moisture routine. Wait, burp. Hey, Connie. Oh, Connie! Bitch! Connie. Let me find out you the Connie. Let me find out you are the Connie. Cause that's gonna be funny to me. I'm not gonna lie. Cause the last time I seen a Connie, and yes, I know this dress is not clean, baby. It's my little house dress, baby. It's my little, you know, I ain't going nowhere type shit. Little makeup stand, you know what I mean? For all my makeup girlies, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Glitter. The interview, you know, we just gonna give it to God, cause there's no way for me to even know. There's no way for me to know. Connie, I mean, you're a celebrity, like, you're Beyonce, again, like I said, when you was here last time, you know where you was when that digital drop, like, you are Beyonce. Like, we literally are still shook. We're still shook to this day. We're still shook to this day. And it's funny that you should pop up again when I'm about to take mushrooms. That's very funny. It's very, very interesting how you show up again. The same wound, Flav. The same wound. The same wound, Flav. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so old and I've watched so many episodes of Flavor of Love. I low-key want to watch it again from the beginning, but I feel like that actually might be insane. Because the fact that it was even created is crazy. Like, the fact. Oh, my God. Oh, my fucking God. Oh, my Jesus. Not Flavor of Love. That shit is stressful. It's like they made a game show where they asked the man to, like, really be delusional. That's like the whole premise. The whole premise is like, be delusional as fuck. Believe that these bitches could fuck with you for real. Like, believe that these bitches could really love your ass. Like, it's really a social experiment. Cause Flav do the most. Hey, Ultra. The show is just ridiculous when you really think about it. It just don't add up. It just don't add up. It just don't add up. Like, it's just clear that, like, he had some money, you know? That's it. Like, he had a little piece of money, and people was willing to and make it seem like they was really about to fuck with him. It was crazy. The fact that he had his mom up there also fucked me up, too, because I was just like, damn, mama, you seeing this shit? That's crazy as fuck. But it makes me think of, who else did that? I feel like somebody else did that. But you know what, though? I feel like the main person that did that was Hugh Hefner, if you really want to go there. I feel like they just let... I just feel like Lois and Keys, I mean no shade when I say this, but Flav had to be doing bad. Like, he had to be doing bad. Like, I feel like we wasn't thinking about that. Like, I feel like it was very much a smokescreen for how bad Flav was really doing. Because it's like, Flav... Cause now I don't know if you see who Flav is with now, but he with like an old white lady, like chilling. Yes, Rock of Love, true. But he with like an old white lady now, just like Lil Wayne. Like, it's giving, it's not, like, I'm just kind of like, You know, Red Lobster. You know, his voice is iconic. His voice is iconic. I really hope he teams up with AI. I really do. I hope he do some children movies or something. You know them animated. You know them animated movies that they got where it's not for kids but it's cartoons. You know he need to call Seth Rogen. Call Seth Rogen. I just feel like I just know that they'll link. I feel it. I feel it. Seth Rogen and the other one. The other one. His friend. You know who I'm talking about. Seth Rogen and the other one. I feel like crazy. Like I'm really trying not to think of all of them. Like I just thought about Boots. Oh my God. I just hope they're all okay. I feel the same way about Bad Girls Club. It's just like there needs to be like a aftercare program or something for that because some of these girls, like I just feel like I know Shelly has brain damage. Like from Bad Girls Club when Nastasia was like, I know exactly who touched my contact lenses. That was a concussion. Absolute contusion. I don't even use contusion. She absolutely had a fucking contusion. So that's why I'm just like, there needed to be some insurance care or something, some dental work plan or something. I mean, I feel like Natalie, like, I mean, it's very clear. Like, it's very clear. I feel like this is a companion piece of a convo I was having yesterday about white people. Because I feel like I want to insert myself in that narrative as well. Because it's like, did I know that I would be able to, like, come on the internet and just talk? Not really, but I assumed, obviously. Like, I assumed I would be able to be here and just talk. And again, I feel like I'm in community with some deep dark skin folk who have been candid with me. And some of them are so fucking talented, but they're like, bitch, I'll never put myself out here. And I'm like, why is that? And they're like, bitch, anti-blackness. Motherfucking generational shade from my family. And I'm like, oh shit, okay, word. So like Lowest of Keys, like there are black folks that are talented as fuck, but as far as them putting themselves out here, giving, like showing you their pearls, bitch, casting their pearls before some of y'all swine, it's just not worth it. Like, they'd rather just not. So I just want to put that out there that, you know, it's not because deep dark skinned people or brown skinned people aren't out here. They are, but there also are some that are like, I'll never put myself out there because I'm never going to give you bitches a chance to ever talk to me in real life and try to humble me and play with me. And again, that's something that I don't even be thinking about. Like in my heart of hearts, I'm just like, why would that be the case? Because again, throughout my life, when people were trying to be mean and humble me, it was because I was a fat bitch. I feel like at this point, I feel like people are not really like coming for fat bitches like that. I'm not saying they've stopped for real. I'm just saying that like now if I'm getting shaded as a fat bitch, it's typically like a young child and I usually just try to take them aside and just be like, "Hey, everybody has value even if they're fat." And then I always try to make it, make it clear like, it's not okay to be laughing at because a lot of times the kids be without their parents. I'm like, hold up. I'm like, when you see people that are looking away that you don't like, let's just be quiet about it. You should write it in your journal. I try to just turn it around so that they realize like I see you and what you're doing is unkind, but also there's a way to channel this in your journal, bitch, by yourself. All of the NDAs, all Terrell, bitch. Oh my god. Okay, Connie. This is why. You know what, Connie? This is why. I'm glad I didn't take no mushrooms. I'm glad I didn't take them yet. But low key, bitch, I think I was trying to tell y'all. I'm hella excited. I'm hella excited because actually, let me show you the big box. Okay, bitch, these are called motherfucking Louis Vuitton. This is the beautiful little art that was offered to us. The artist's name is Rachel Rosenko. Shout out to Rachel. I'm excited to try these. Apparently the potency's high as fuck. I've never tried them before. This is the stash that I'm using for myself. And so, I already know which one is gonna be mine. I love him. Look at me so fucking fat. I wonder how much he is. I'm gonna say right now, I think he might be like a 0.6. There's a part of me that feels like he might be a 0.6. I don't know how much I want to take today. I haven't really called it. I might just take a gram. Oh, wow. 1.2, bitch. He was actually double what I thought. So you know what, girl? we gonna fuck with you. Um, where did I get it? From my friend's farm. I be working with my friends who got farms and shit. But yeah, the smell, it smells earthy, herbaceous. It doesn't stink. I would say the flavor and the texture is kind of like eating us one of the, like, you ever eat sunflower seeds and by accident eat one that's kind of rotted, like it's just not as fresh as the others. It's kind of like that with that, not as sharp, but just a little bit like that, kind of just like that little tartness of like something that's been salted, only these aren't salted. However, you could add some salt to it if you wanted to, but me personally, I would just add it to a smoothie. I would add it to a lemonade and let it sit in there for at least an hour. Me, since this is my first time taking it, I decided to just take it on an empty stomach. I made some watermelon water, and I have some mango and lemon cubes with ginger that I made earlier. So I might just make like a little smoothie, but I also might just have a fresh juice. You just want to, if you wanted to, check on. Here's the thing: I'm not sharing them for sale because I have not tested them yet. So I am offering to allow people to test them if they're interested. I don't mind sending people a gram to test, because again, I don't want people to, jump into a big experience that they don't know about. But if you look up the strain Louis Vuitton, you will find that this is one of the stronger ones. It's purported that it takes less than 15 minutes to kick, so that's kind of short. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little bit shook, but I'm excited. It's a beautiful day outside. Dane said that they were gonna be back not too long from now, and we're gonna go run some errands, get some of these orders finally handled. Like, there's just so many things going on today, so I just want to say, like, if you don't hear from me today, or if you hear from me later and I'm like looking kind of crazy, that's what's happening. But yeah, no, I'm excited. I'm excited as fuck. Not the farm. I'm crying. Listen, it's something that I'm really grateful for, because I met this woman randomly. Like, we actually met in a comment section because we were talking shit about men, and we started talking about mushrooms, and then next thing I know, me and her had a long ass conversation, and then she sent me like a bunch of free shit, and like also sent me money when I was down the baddest, and like was just trying to like just show up for me. And then also recently sent me a bunch of information on how to get more organized. But I feel like I'm just not sure what I all want to do, and like I'm scared. I feel like I've said this before. I don't want to be like the token brown person in a white person's collective, like doing shit. That's not really what I want to be. So I'm trying to just make sure that like I'm not being used and like being a tool. And like I don't feel like that with her. I feel like my fear is that like people that she's fucks with may not be as ethical as her. Not saying that like I know for sure, but like I haven't had good experiences out here. So there's a part of me that's worried about just how to broach certain conversations about equity and things like that, because there needs to be more black and brown people invested in this medicine. Like, it's really insane that like white people are just all, like everywhere, and they don't see it as a problem. But also the way that like when black and brown people are involved in the medicine, like they have to be hiding. And I feel like that's why I was so upset when this person was like hitting me up being like, oh, you're gonna go to jail soon. It's like, okay, girl, like what's next? Like, leave me alone. Like, it's just kind of like, bro, like, at the end of the fucking day, like, I'm not purporting that I know how to do everything right, but I do think that it's wild as fuck for you. Like, it's not even like I'm like a famous person. Like, that's what blows me. It's like, sure, like, people know me from the internet, but it's like, who am I really for anyone to even care about what the fuck I'm up to? And the worst part about it is bitches on some motherfucking humanitarian type shit. Like, I could understand if I was out here on some crack shit. Like, I could understand if I was out here on some mess shit, some Tina shit. But I'm not. And that's what's fucking frustrating to me. It's like, I'm really not even like a greedy ass bitch. But I feel like that's the whole point of it. Like, that's the whole point of it, is to like have me sit here and try to figure out how I could be doing something wrong versus focusing on what the fuck is my path, which is just letting people know that plant medicine is out here. It's all around you. There are people all around you who are cultivating it. If people are wanting to talk about kids so they can grow up for themselves, that's fine. I will definitely try to help. Again, this is medicine that your ancestors had access to. I'm not trying to play with people and make it seem like it's all fun and games. It's not. This medicine is serious medicine, but it's also serious drugs. Like, it's not like smoking a joint. It's like you're gonna be introspective as fuck, and it could be a lot to handle. That's why I always share the hotline for the Fireside Project, because that hotline helps people. It's not about cash flow, friend. It's about the fact that like I'm an addict of weed. So it made sense for me to make sure that I had access to my addiction while I'm going through trauma. And so I want to be super candid that like this business has never been about making profits. That's why a lot of y'all don't even know about it. What the fuck is there to celebrate? Me surviving is really the point of it all. So that's why I'm so fucking pressed about people like trying to make it seem like I'm doing something so wrong. Cause it's like, bitch, I can understand I could understand if I was doing something and like people were being hurt or harmed by me. I could understand if I was doing something fucking demonic, but I'm really not. So that's why I get annoyed when people try to play with me because it's like the way that white people are doing exactly what I'm doing and making millions of dollars and doing nothing to help community, and the way that I literally am homeless. Literally am squatting and doing more. So I honestly I can't be worried about a bitch being worried for me going through anything because it's like, sweetie, the fact that I'm doing what I'm doing shows you that I'm honestly worried for me as well. Like I just feel like that's what people don't fucking understand. It's like some people's behavior is not about motherfucking you to understand. The fact that you don't understand is how you know you may have some privilege and just to leave them the fuck alone. Like that's how I feel. Like I know some people don't be understanding the girls that be waiting around truck stops trying to get someone to drive them somewhere, but some of y'all Connie, you always up to fucking something, bitch. Like I swear, like I remember what you said before I left too. And I'm just like, Connie, be still. Let your pussy rest. Let your bus rest. Please calm. Please find calm. Please find calm. Find strength and calm, friend. Ooh, the way that it's saying. We love it. Not did Nat turn the internet bill off. Baby, he been turned the internet bill off. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I put it in my name. Why y'all always want to act like crazy as fuck? Like, why y'all do that? Nat hasn't lived here in a long time, y'all. Of course the internet bill is turned off. Come on now. Don't do me like that. I'm on my own internet that I paid for in my name. Don't do me. Babe. My God. Not Nat is in control of the internet here still to this day? No. Not at all. But he can pay this rent though. You know what? Because every time I start to get a little bit agitated, I'd be like, you know what though? He paying this rent though. So I'm not even about to get too mad about nothing, bitch. Because some of y'all get played by motherfuckers and they just get away. No games, bitch. And it's same. Same. This the first one and got away, bitch. Honestly, the karmic debt, bitch. The karmic debt of it all, bitch. I can't even be mad if I wanted to be, bitch. I can't even play like I'm mad. I could not even pretend to be mad because the universe said, you know what? Let's give her some more free rent. I love it, bitch. Honestly. Like, I don't even care. Like, I really do feel like every time I really try to get mad, I have to just remind myself, like, motherfuckers is getting played out here left and right. Okay, motherfuckers is worried about motherfuckers doing them dirt. And I know exactly where my op is at. My op gave me his location unprovoked. My op is keeping me in the loop on how much of an op he is to me. So I'm grateful to be there, bitch. I'ma shout it. I'ma shout it, cause fuck that. That is crazy as fuck. Like we are really living in the end of motherfucking times. Motherfuckers think I'm getting free internet. Nope. But low key though, my internet was only $10 though. Like I really feel like shout out to internet being $10. That is cute. I know someone's like, is it the promo? No, bitch, it's not the promo, bitch. I got the basic internet package, bitch. Honestly. Um, the septum ring doesn't matter because everybody there has like tattoos and septums and things like that. Again, it's not about what I wore. It's about white people just being racist and being weird. Like, and Glitterfly, you've been in every live, so let's just like move on from the job interview. Like, it doesn't matter anymore. Like, if I got the job, I would have got the job. You get what I'm saying here? I'm one of those people, bitch. If I got the job, I get the job. Like, but if I don't get the job, I don't get the job. Like, it's just that easy for me. Because again, people are again racist, and so you just know. Again, I know some of y'all may not get it, but you kind of know when you're going to get the job or when you're not. It's just a feeling. And the way that he was questioning me about being a customer, to be clear, I don't really want the job. I feel like I already talked to Dane about it, and I was like, lowest of keys, I would have robbed them so much, but how would I have benefited really? You know what I mean? Like, sure, I would have been able to get some free tea, some free honey, some free soap. That would have been nice, but at what cost? Because the person that owns it is obviously racist. Like again, like you've been to every live where I've talked about it every single time. Nothing adds up. So I could wear a septum to any job interview that I go to because 9 times out of 10, if I'm going to apply there, there's already alt people working there. So again, like you're never gonna catch me in a business suit working at a corporate. Like that's not where I'm going. So the decorum and the way that I'm dressed is usually not the issue. It's usually just that white people don't want anybody brown to work there. It's tragic. But again, I'm grateful that I get to work for myself. I'm grateful that I don't have to have a boss. I'm grateful that when I do anything financially with anybody that I work with, there's conversations. Like, that's all I'm going to say. Like, I'm going to just say, I'm grateful. Thank you, universe, for the opportunity to even think that that would be a path for me and just stay with it. But again, I really am not worried about it because, again, I don't need to shop there. There's other places that are better than that place. And I feel like, again, regardless of if they ever call me back or not, I am going to talk to I'm gonna talk to Glenn about his behavior because I just think at the end of the day, like other people might just be like, "Fuck this man." Like I just feel like I don't know that anybody would take their time to be like, "Yo, like you were being kind of discriminatory and it was kind of weird." Like I don't know if anybody would take their time to care because again, they're gonna be like needing the job or trying to move on and maybe still want to shop there. I personally don't need to shop there. Like it's a nice place or whatever, but it ain't the best place in the world. So there's a part of me that feels like there's something to be done. But at the same time, I don't know. I don't know if I want to put all that on my back. But then again, there's a part of me that's like, what else do I have to do? Like, what else am I doing in terms of labor? Like, I own my labor. I have a little bit more power than other folk. And again, this is not me trying to flex. This is just me trying to be candid that, like, this job not working out, this is not the end of the world. I'm gonna be okay. But I know some people would not be okay. I know some people would be like, damn, I was really hoping to get that shit. Damn, I really went out my way. Damn, I spent the gas. You know what I mean? So I just want to let him know, like, his approach is weird. And if he's interested in, because that's another thing, too. A lot of students work there. And it's like, I don't know how many students actually be going there to, like, get. Like, I mean, then again, if you're a student, it makes sense to go there more than anything. So I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, dog. Like, I feel like I want to ask some locals what they think about that place before I do any more because honestly, like maybe there are black folks that already feel like fuck that place. Maybe there's already been incidents. So, I mean, I feel like I appreciate you for saying that, but I don't really think that I did too much to get this job. Like I seen the flyer, I applied and I let it go. But like I said, his insistence that he's never seen me before, as if he works every shift, that's weird. Hey, what up, JB? But also his insistence. Also, thank you for saying that. But his insistence that he's never seen me before, and his insistence that he don't know if I'm a customer, when that shouldn't matter. And also, bitch, that's a way for you to get a new customer. The fuck. But also, how the fuck would I know that it's available? Like, I just feel like he has flyers all over the store. I don't. They don't give me a vibe like that they're on Craigslist posting about this job. So it's just kind of like, girl. So again, I just want to take a time out to tell this man like you're bugging. You know what I mean? Like you're bugging a little bit, but it is what it is. Like I just feel like we're not in the time of like owners and shit like that. That's why I'm trying to switch my business operations because I feel like if anything, I would want to operate more like a co-op than anything because I do believe that people should benefit from whatever the fuck they're paying into. Because like again, if we know that like I'm only able to run my business because people are sharing with me, why wouldn't I share back with them? If it's very clear that like if for me to fucking survive, you need to shop with me, then wouldn't I just be operating a little bit differently? So that's where I'm at. Like I feel like fuck a business. Like I'd rather just be a personal shopper and just try to work with people on a P2P level. But I know that that also is a little bit more precarious, and I feel like that's what I'm trying to figure out is like how you run an ethical business in the end of capitalism. You know what I mean? Because a lot of these corporations are like, oh, well, you're not helping me grow, so fuck you. Like, that's what, like, bitch, even Costco. Like, I just found out that Costco is, like, not letting people in unless, like, they have your photograph on file. Like, unless you are the membership holder, you can't go to Costco no more. And there are apparently families that use one person's card to go, and, like, now they'll have to buy their own membership, seemingly. And a lot of people are deciding to stop fucking with Costco because of that. And again, for some people, they feel like it's corporate greed. For other people, they feel like they're fucking with their time and to get in. And then there's other people that are like, go to Sam's Club. So I feel like that's the thing. I don't know who my competitor is. I don't really have a lot of other people that I know do what I do. I'm the only person I know that does what I do. And I think that's also probably why, like, when it comes to mentorship, I'm behind, I'm lacking. Because, again, the people that I know that do what I do, kind of, they're just doing so much different shit than me. Uh, damn, no. I'm sorry to hear that. Listen, prioritize yourself. Oh, if you need to get out of here, I feel like I can mod. Like, you're totally good. But just thank you for being here. Thank you for being candid about what's going on with your situation. Genuinely. Like, I literally just wanted to come on and just talk because I feel like when I take these mushrooms, I feel like my vibe is going to be so different. But I'm just trying to give, like, a vibe check on, like, where I'm at. And obviously, I came in. I was super defensive because motherfuckers was talking about Nat. I'm like, bitch, Nat pays for nothing here other than the rent, as he should. Forever. Because the tongue is powerful, bitch. Honestly, like, Nat is doing exactly what he should be doing. And so am I. And with that being said, I did pay my motherfucking internet bill, and it felt good as hell to do that shit. Cause like I said, I've been living in here like motherfucking Aladdin, bitch. I've been treating this like a flop. I've been like, fuck it. No, you're good. Like, I'm not mad at you. I was just fucking frustrated because I was like, Nat don't pay for my internet. It felt good to say it because, bitch, I ain't had an internet bill in a minute. So it feels good to be taking care of my own motherfucking shit. You too, baby. Thank you for being here. We appreciate you. But yeah, no, I've definitely not had to put nothing in my name in a little while. I've definitely been a roommate. I've definitely been I'll put something on it, you know what I mean? But definitely not been the sole proprietor, main account holder for a while. And I'm gonna be so fucking for real. The stress, you feel me? I be checking my email every day, like when that electric bill coming. Ooh, bitch, cause the way I be putting on this AC. Bitch, I swear, bitch, I swear. The whole time Nat was paying it, bitch, I was like, the whole time Nat was paying it, I was trying not to do too much because I was not trying to be an asshole. But those last couple of days that he had the account, ooh, girl, ooh, my pussy was frosty. Yes, God. But fuck that man, bitch. That's how I really feel. That's how I really fucking feel. My God, I still can't believe he came by the house. Bitch, the way he came by with no shirt on, that shit had me screaming. Like, when I answered the door, I was like, girl, you looking stressed. You looking like your dick ain't working to pay the rent no more. Tragic. Hate to see that. He look all, you know how people look all tight in the face when they fucked up? Oh my God, bitch, it was delightful. Like, he literally was like, oh, did you pack up my stuff? I said, absolutely not. Mushrooms can be good at night. They can be good during the day, but these are very strong mushrooms, and I'm taking a gram. So my plan is to start earlier than later, mainly because I don't know how deep the trip is gonna go, and I typically like to go to bed at night. I'm gonna be so fucking for real. Like, I am a 10 p.m. bitch at this point. Like, I like to stretch it sometimes, stay up till 1, 2, but bitch, nah. Let me go to bed by 10 so I could get up at like 6 or 7. Like, I like to get up early as fuck, drink some motherfucking water with some lemon and some honey, and just see what the fuck is going on for the day. Like, I really do enjoy waking up early because it feels like, I don't know. There's a part of me that feels like I don't like to waste the daylight. Like, the night, it feels like the night feels very free. Daylight feels precious to me. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like there's so much stuff that I can't do at night. There's so much stuff I can do at night, but there's so much stuff that, like, especially where I'm at, bitch, the way that these motherfuckers be taking off on Mondays, like, Monday is the day that they shut down everything out over here. So if you don't get your shit done by Friday, bitch, you're fucked. Because you can't get it done until Tuesday now. So it's very much like, you gotta just have it together. Then everything closes by 8 o'clock and low key sometimes by 6. So the daytime just feels like I gotta get it. But as far as like this trip that I'm taking, because it's such a strong mushroom, I'm trying to just make sure I got everything, all my affairs in order. Like I told Dane while he was out, I was like, listen, we trying to get this and this and this done. We trying to get some work done before we get to the trip stage, which is exciting. And he got right to it. He's fucking did so much labor today, honestly. I was so grateful for him today. Like, I really have to just sing his praises because, real talk, he was just cleaning up everything that had nothing to do with him. But he still cleaned it. He still made sure everything was organized. I'm really grateful. I just keep looking back at it like, thank fuck, because it was looking crazy earlier. Like, I was just trying to just do a bunch of work, and I just didn't really. I'm just not. I need a table. Like, that's the thing. I need a table. Um, can I talk about mushroom high? For sure, for sure, absolutely. I would love to share. So I feel like one thing to name is that mushrooms are all different. There's no one mushroom experience. I feel like that's one thing to say. Just like when you smoke weed or take edibles, it's not always the same. Like sure, like being high feels familiar, but there's different highs, and I feel like at some point we all get to realize that. But with that being said, the strain that I'm taking today is called Bluey Vuitton. It's a mushroom strain that is apparently extremely potent, but it's also a newer strain, meaning that it's a mutation. I don't know exactly the parent strains of this strain, so that is also why I'm testing it because once I test it, I'll be able to see what characteristics from its parent strains it took, and I'll also be able to ask other folk because I feel like I have somebody else testing it. I want to say in like Milwaukee. Like I have a couple people testing it. If people are interested in testing, I can send a gram to you. Let me know. All I ask is that you pay for shipping. That's it. But with that being said, like testing the medicine is good for knowledge, information. Also, like when you look up certain strains, like you'll notice like people talk about effects of the more popular ones. Like if you look up like penis envy, a lot of people talk about that strain. There's also this strain called Tyco Samai Super Strain. That one is harder to find. I talked about it before. That like not everybody's able. Yes, baby, I'm using the Baby Goodnight. Absolutely, the linalool in this. Listen, if you're ever stressed, physically stressed, the Baby Goodnight lotion. I'm telling you, it's got lavender essence in it. Lavender has linalool, which is a terpene that de-stresses the body. That's why they use it in the baby lotion because it is like kind of like giving your baby some good ass indica, honestly. So it's one of those mainstream things, one of those like mainstream like terpenes that like people recognize as like worthy to use. But it's so wild because like people won't smoke weed or do edibles or do any kind of like topical pain relief. But this right here lets us know that plant medicine is real medicine. From young, that they know this. They know that the plants, that the lavender essence does something. So it's really crazy. Like the older you get, the more plants are just like demonized, or like how like weed was demonized, or like getting high. When like we see like just like when you see like a soda company, a little bougie soda company doing like a rose soda. Rose has so much antioxidant in it, so much like natural anti-stress. Like all of those things like are why like I do what I do, because there is all around you ways that you can tell that plant medicine matters. The way it costs to get organic, the way it costs to get plant-based, it's all for a reason, because they know it's superior and it's gonna work better with your body because you're nature. Like you are part plant, you are part nature, you're part mammal, animal, all of that shit is nature. So with that being said, I've been just trying to get more into nature, get more into the healing, get more into, the holistic side of things. But also, this shit is cheap as fuck at the Dollar Tree. You can get Johnson and Johnson at the Dollar Tree. You sure can. You sure can. Or Dollar General. One of those hoes. I feel like it's probably Dollar General low key, because I feel like Dollar General got a little bit more name brand versus Dollar Tree, what they come up with their own stuff. But getting back into the mushroom trip, I feel like things that have happened on mushroom trips for me, and I don't want to say that this is consistently every one, but just things, a range of effects. I've had body sensations where I felt like my entire body was in a bubble bath. I could feel like the water against my skin while I was sitting upright, not in water. I could feel the heat. I could feel the movement of the bubbles. I could feel my arms and body becoming more heavy. I could feel objects become heavier. Like my body kind of stopped being able to regulate its own strength, if that makes sense. Like I would find myself weak feeling at times. And then there would be moments where I would be extremely happy, or at least feeling extremely uplifted, almost in like a blind bliss where like I had no idea why I was so happy, but I just couldn't stop smiling. I couldn't stop laughing. There were times where I definitely felt like I couldn't stop laughing to the point where I couldn't catch my breath. That was a little bit alarming. So having someone there with you to maybe help you regulate and communicate might be helpful in cases like that. Um, I've definitely had moments where I felt like extremely horny. Like I feel like there's this one strain. I'm trying to think of it. Oh, it's called Rose Tattoo. That strain, uh, I feel like the best way to describe it is sacral chakra opener. I feel like that strain absolutely felt like all of the love below was pulsating. It felt like there was a pulsation happening down there. I also felt like the ways that my body was reacting to, especially the rose tattoo strain, was that I had to like orgasm, that like I needed to like focus on that. And so for anybody out there that's having some problems with their bed, like maybe like you and your partner not really fucking no more, and y'all still think each other is sexy or whatever, but y'all, it's just not thangin'. Let me know, friend. Let me know. Because that strain is a little bit more harder to get, but it's worth it. I just want to put that out there for the people that may be feeling a little bit uninspired sexually. Or I feel like the best thing to think about. Oh, and I tried to move the plate. I don't know why I tried to move the plate. But the best part about it is that you will feel, if you're by yourself, like the experience of self love is so important. And I don't know about y'all, but fucking on yourself, pretty great. Pretty grateful that I get to experience that. But I know some people may feel like that's not real sex. And that's sad because like you are actually like so worthy of like getting off, but I think that that disconnect with like your own sexuality and what gets you off, and like you being connected to your own sexual self or your sexual sides, that could totally make your sexual experiences a little bit less intense. And so I do think that taking this mushroom has me really thinking about the full sensation of pleasure. It really had me slowing down in the bedroom. I feel like, hey, Anthony, I'm so happy that you popped up, baby. Today is the day. I just want to let you know today's the day, baby. Not toys and machines, bitch. I'm crying. No, we were just talking about mushrooms and their effects. But yeah, rose tattoo is definitely one that gave me a lot. I feel like I talked about this other strain before, and I feel like it's worth bringing it up again. It's called Tai Ko Samai Super Strain. If you look up Tai Ko, it's actually an island, and the strain is actually a strain that is so like it's so potent that they actually have a festival called the Taiko Moon Festival. And so basically you drink this moon tea, which is basically like mushrooms and honey and water, and basically everybody on the island gets fucked up on this like one night where the moon is like really beautiful. And so that strain, when I got it, it really had me like shook, because the way that this strain makes you like look into the heavens, like it's one of those strains that like I understand why they have a moon festival for this plant, because it literally is a moon worshiping mushroom. And like the moon is ruled by Pisces, or it has a Piscean, Cancerian, like moon is mother, water, psychic. But I experienced it as very mercurial. Like I experienced it as like the heavy throat chakra, like lots of talking. Not lots of laughing, but lots of smiling. I'm sure I laughed, but I just remember smiling so much that my cheeks hurt, and just like staring at the moon crazy hard. And it was like, there were moments where I wasn't outside, so I was like just staring at the ceiling. So this is one of those strains where like if you have one of those cool ass ring lights that be like doing like a light show, or you just have good lighting in your room that like does like, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? The girlies that got the lights in the room. This is for the girlies with the lights in the room. This is for the girlies with the good ceilings, with like the good posters and shit. If you got some 3D shit hanging down, oh my god, like this strain is gonna really like be exciting because again, it's super visual. It is antidepressant as well. So if you've been in the room and trying to make it a cute place for you to feel comfortable and cozy, this is another one that's good for again. It's because it has a festival for it. It's one of those strains where it doesn't make you want to do too much, like walk around too much. It makes you want to sit down and be happy to be around people, but also be happy to witness something so beautiful. So, again, if you're able to like get that strain and go to like a good movie, a movie you already know you like, I would not try to go see something new that you don't know you like without it. Because, again, if it's not like a projector screen where you can like move your eyes and your neck, you're going to want to look up. So, if you don't have to look up to see it, I would not do it. If you can't put the projector on the ceiling, I would not do it. If you're going to be laying outside in the forest, I would do it. If you're going to be maybe setting up a big ass tent where you put some cool shit on the tent on the top of it, cool. But I would not take this strain and expect to be doing a lot of stuff physically. It's not that, girl. It's really not. When people say festival, I feel like festival means like you're in one location. Like parade, if they're having a parade for it, then I'd be like, oh, if you're going somewhere, you're gonna be moving a lot. But because like it's a festival, it's very much like you get your shit and you sit somewhere and you enjoy it. I would just say consider just what it is you're doing. If you wanted a strain good for movement, I would say Hillbilly Pumpkin, just because that girl, like just because of the name, like think about the name. Some of the names be giving you information like Taiko Samai, the one I was just telling you about, that's a destination strain, meaning that like if it has a foreign name or some shit, 9 times out of 10 that's where it's from. And then also because of if you type in the name and look it up, like you'll see that there's a festival for it. It just gives like okay, people are like rallying around it. It's gonna be an event. The Hillbilly Pumpkin, Hillbilly, when you think about it, I don't know what you think, but I think of the white girlies from Ed, Ed and Eddie. I just think of, some girls from the rural places that are having good fun. You know what I mean? Maybe shooting off guns and shit into the sky. Whatever you think of when you think of hillbilly, I'm sure it's silly. I'm sure it's not, the the most everyday, basic ass thing that you're thinking. And so because of that, the hillbilly strain from my experience has been very jovial, very silly, very goofy, very comedic. It's a very like I would think of it as like a sangria strain. I would absolutely eat this shit with mad fruit. I would put that shit in a wine carafe and put some good ass like watermelon water, lemon water. Like I would just find some like really good essence of like fruits or florals and just make like a wine out of this one because this one is very much like you got to have your friends around. Think about it, hillbillies don't never live alone. They always live in packs. So it's very much good for the community. It's good for group social. But then pumpkin, I personally feel like it's a nod to Halloween, and so it's very much like mask off vibes. So you're not gonna be able to be bullshitting too much. It's very much like I feel what I feel. I said what I said. You know what I mean? But again, it's so silly and so goofy that even if you say something that's kind of direct, it's still kind of funny. Cause think about it, when hillbilly, like again, I know hillbilly can be kind of controversial seemingly, but when hillbillies be talking, they usually have like a little proverb or something. It's kind of like a Medea vibe. So again, think Medea plays. I know we're not fucking with Tyler Perry right now, but I'm just saying, think Medea plays the old ones that you used to watch at your granny house. Medea play energy where it's like you're gonna feel like some life lessons coming up, bubbling up, but you're gonna still be able to laugh. So it's very much like a fun strain, but out of nowhere you'll be like, damn, I really love all my friends and I'm grateful that, we all have the bandwidth to connect with each other. Like you're just gonna get bonked in the head with something like real spiritual for like no fucking reason. But you're gonna be laughing so much, having such a good time that you actually are able to receive it in a way that's not crazy. However, the new strain, Louis Vuitton, the one that I'm about to try, I have no information. What up? How was the time with your mom?
It was fun.
Word. I'm just telling people about how we're about to take mushrooms, but we gotta go do some errands. Okay. Word. Well, like I said, what up, Shay? Hope you're doing well. I know I haven't seen you in here in a minute. Definitely want to check in with you. I'm gonna send you a message on some socials. I don't know if that's okay, but let me know. But I know last time you was in here, you told us some news, and so I just wanted to check in. Wanted you to know I missed you though. I love you. I'm glad to see you here. But yeah, no, the mushroom trip vibes. I'm excited. I'm a little bit nervous because again, the strain has been said to be very strong, and one of the reviews I read said that it took 15 minutes to kick in, and I was thinking about lemon teching it, but now I think I'm gonna just eat it raw. So my plan is to just let myself be hungry as fuck. Like I already like that's another thing. When you take mushrooms, you want to make sure you're emptier. So you want to use the bathroom first. So if you're a cigarette girly, you want to definitely smoke that morning cigarette, take your poop, and then take your meds. You do not want to take your meds on a full stomach unless it's full of like fruits and veggies. And even then, I wouldn't even waste my time doing that. I would just take it on fasted rest, or if after you take a nap. Word, listen, a lot of people don't take mushrooms, a lot of people don't take psychedelics, but some people are interested. I also know some people are taking like reishi and lion's mane, which are not magic mushrooms, but they are mushrooms that are helpful for the body. And so I think because so many people are taking like the reishi and the and eating chanterelles and trying lion's mane. Like there's so many much turkey tail. Turkey tail is really good for people who are experiencing cancer like symptoms. If you're experiencing cancer like symptoms or any kind of like pain in the body, sickness in the body, look into turkey tail. It's expensive as fuck. I would reach out to me though, because I'm in a legal state where mushrooms are being like offered all different types. And so if you can't find turkey tail around you at a normal price, reach out. But for the most part, there's a lot of mushrooms out there that people do not know about that can help them, that can save their motherfucking life. And these medical professionals are not being taught plant medicine, and so there is a divide between like medicine that has come from the colonizer and medicine that is actively being colonized. And so that's why Manuka honey costs so much money, bitch, because it's antibacterial honey. It's actually really healthy for you to have. That's why it was one of the products in this hair stuff that I was using that was helping my hair and my scalp. There are so many natural things that are good for you, but they're behind a paywall. So finding a way around bulk items and things like that, that's why I was trying to work at that place, because I'm sure that they would be able to, I'm sure I'll be able to leverage that connection with like a distributor. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about the collective. I'm just like, okay, I need Manuka honey. If I had access to like, you know, a place to distribute it and there were people willing to buy it, which is something you could pull for. So again, it's one of those things where it's like I'm just trying to think of like getting our tools back and trying to figure out how to do it in the most ethical way, because there's so many things that I've learned about just from watching the internet, just listening to black women speak. Like there's just so much information out here. So just thank y'all for listening and sharing and giving me what y'all had. I'm gonna go and run my errands, and hopefully we'll be able to kick it for a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna do a shroom room for real. I think my plan is just to come here and like just try to track my come up. I might actually like dose here just again just to show people that I don't know everything, and this is my first time trying something, so we're gonna be new together. As I said, mushroom strains are not all the same. I feel like the last time me and Dane took mushrooms was like 4 or 5 days ago. Do you remember? What day did we see Jeremy?
It was like a week ago.
Yeah, it was like a week ago. So, anyways, so I want to say you want to take about 3 4 days between your trips. I haven't taken a mushroom trip in a minute. That last trip I took was the first one I took in a while, so I'm kind of excited because that last one I didn't know what to expect. And because I was having dietary issues from a corroded piece of bacon, I was not able to film my whole trip. So that's why I'm telling y'all, try to eat plant-based before the trip. Try to, you know, eat a bunch of veggies and fruits the day before. That way when you take your poop, you're not just empty, you're also empty, but the last thing you had was something really healing, full of electrolytes, full of things that you really needed. That's why I got my watermelon. Half of it is in a container, half of it is juiced, and I'm gonna drink that watermelon juice just to prime my stomach acids, get them ready. Yeah, I'm excited, friends. I'm excited, but I'm also trying to take this trip a little bit more seriously because whew, this is me testing a new strain. I haven't done that in a while, and I really don't know what the fuck to expect. Like as much as I've been reading people's reviews, them saying that it's really strong, like everybody's trip is different. Like I'm trying to think of the last time I had a trip and I was here in fucking Connie. Actually, I'm about to block Connie right now because, you know, Connie, I don't hate you or nothing, but you did fuck up one of my trips, and I don't forgive you for that. I do not forgive you for that. So you could definitely watch. You could definitely watch, but you definitely cannot comment because again, when I was coming up on my mushroom trip, Connie just popped out telling me some fucking very wild anti-black shit about a situation that they were going through, and it was just kind of like a sexual situation as well, and it was just kind of like this is not the time. You know what I mean? Again, they're not blocked. They're just not able to comment because again, their comments were derailing. They also distressed me. They also like low key fucked up my trip. I was having a really good time. Let me not say that. They didn't fuck up my trip, but they fucked up my come up, which really stressed me out because I was worried that I was wasting my meds. And you don't want to be in any kind of space where you're feeling anxiety. You don't want to be in any space where you're feeling like, damn, like, you want to just be open minded. That's why I'm going to take care of some of my business that I have, some of my affairs today. Because I know that, you know, me taking this medicine, I'm very fortunate that I even have access to the medicine. I'm very fortunate that anybody even fucks with me. I'm grateful that I was able to leverage any kind of internet career space on here into a business that's been, you know, as much as it's been failing, I feel like it's more than I've been failing, and the business has been maintaining and, you know, thriving despite the fact that I've been failing. So I think that that's the sobering part of it all is that I've been so worried about my business, the business. And it's like, bitch, I'm worried about myself. You know, I'm not doing good. And if I'm not doing good, the business can't do good because I am the business. You know what I mean? It's me. It's me doing the labor. And so I feel like forgetting that, losing that, coming back to that, asking forgiveness, showing graciousness, I just feel like I'm at a place to have an ego death. And so I'm really grateful for that because I think that that's part of the reason why I take the mushrooms, not just for the fact that it de-stresses the fuck out of you. Like if you're stressed as fuck, this should be helping. But not just being stressed as fuck, and then also knowing good and goddamn well that we need more than being distressed. And so this kind of offers you some, it kind of unlocks parts of your brain that maybe you haven't been connected to, because I truly believe our brain is full of like chutes and ladders and shit, and I do think that there's like some thoughts that we just cannot get to because the bridge is down and we don't know that the bridge is down. Like some people don't realize that. Like it's like you're not like you're not necessarily having memory issues because like you're getting older. Like you really might have just been so traumatized that that bridge had to burn in your mind. And so I do feel like the mushroom does find a way to give your brain a little bit of bandwidth, so like the little workers in your brain could like connect you back to those brain cells. Like I truly do believe that because there's times where I take mushrooms and some of the things that come back up that float to the top of a bitch brain, it's kind of like damn, like old passwords, old people's names, like full names, first, middle, and last, bitch. So that's another reason why people are taking mushrooms, and not just the magical ones, not just the ones that are like psychedelical. You know, it's very much a vibe. It's very much a vibe of like your brain can't handle all of this information. And I know y'all be seeing my ADHD ass like be randomly remembering things, and I feel like that's the thing. Again, I'm not trying to do an ad for it. Obviously, I sell the shit, so I'm gonna say good things about it. But I will tell you, negative things that can happen is if you're in a bad mood and you take mushrooms, you can get in a worse mood. That's the shittiest part about it. Like if your energy is not good and you try to take the mushrooms to lift yourself up, it could actually fuck around and like have you still be spiraling in that thought. There's a lot of crying on mushrooms. If you don't like to cry or you have a hard time crying, or crying is embarrassing for you, brings up shame, it could be hard. I definitely am a crier, but I definitely feel a lot of shame when I cry. So there have definitely been times where like the mushrooms are just like, bitch, anyways, like, and we're crying, and she crying. I think also mushrooms puts you in a state of like hyper awareness. And so I think when you first start to take it, if you have anxiety, I think it's good to like take some weed with it or some gummies, because it does allow you to kind of like regulate, lower your anxiety a bit. Because again, when you're trying to come up on a new drug, or you're just trying to take a new drug, period, and if you've never taken a new drug, you've never taken a drug, this can happen to you. where you're like trying to figure out, is it working yet? Is it working yet? And then you get to the point where you're like trying to see how long it lasts, or excuse me, see how long it's taking. Like you might have a timer, like you might be taking it a little bit too seriously in the beginning, and I understand that because it's your first time. But one thing I would urge is if it's your first time, definitely make sure you make use of the firesideproject.org. There's a hotline. You can text them or call them. You don't have to talk on the phone. If you're not feeling confident to do that, you can absolutely send text messages, and they can sound crazy as fuck, and they're not going to call the police on you. They're going to just talk to you. They're going to try to make breakthroughs with you. They're going to try to just keep on communicating with you through this. And again, if folks are looking for trip sitting or want to be trip sitters, please reach out, because I do want to start like an online Discord of trip sitting, just because I feel like there's a lot of us who can't like meet up in real life and like do these drugs with people. There are a lot of people, like there's a loneliness pandemic. I don't expect people to be able to go to a fucking trip sitter or be able to have somebody come to their house and sit with them. But if you are local, I'm open. If you are local and want to do it for people, I'm down to talk with you and just connect and figure out like what's really making sense. Because I want it to be super transparent. Like I want people to know like who's trying to do this work and like what all is happening. I want there to be some transparency around like maybe even like sharing like what's being said, like, and like maybe like not showing the people that are calling in, but just like having some sort of way for people to know like what the standards are around the empathetic listening. Because trip sitting for a lot of people is a lot of just letting that person just unload. You know, when you take this kind of medicine, there are a lot of things, like I said, it unlocks and offers bridges and chutes and ladders to your thoughts. And so you may have some thoughts that kind of pop up on the surface that you don't know what to do with, or thoughts that like really overwhelm you emotionally. Or even like I remember like taking the mushroom and howling. Like one time I took the mushroom and I was just wailing. I was just I know it sounds funny, but it's like if nobody knew that you were on mushrooms, they might call somebody on you, bitch. Like I'm gonna be so fucking for real. Like if you don't have the kind of security around you or support, you could actually like look like you're going through an episode, and like that could be bad. So I just want to put that out there that like it's not all like everything's great, everything's good. There are gonna be moments where like you might feel like overwhelmed. There's moments where you might want to throw up. There's moments where the texture of the mushroom might not be for you. So that's why I try to suggest people doing things like lemon teching, which is where you take like fruits or lemons or anything acidic, a part of the acidic family. So you want to do like a pineapple or a lemon or a lime, even an orange, and you just want to squeeze the juice onto the mushroom or even pour it into the juice. You can get some orange juice, you can get some lemonade. You don't have to be super organical with it. You could be. The more intentional you are, I feel like the more special it feels. But if you want to just go get you some lemonade and put the mushrooms in there and let them sit overnight, that's fine too. But the thing about it is once you put mushrooms, once you submerge them in liquid and leave them overnight, you must do them that next day. You must do them that next day. If you don't, you must freeze them. I would not be leaving mushroom teas chilling in the fridge for days and days. Do not do that. You will get sick. You want to remember these are fresh medicines that have been freeze dried, meaning that they have been dried while they were frozen, and so all of the potency inside of them is really strong. And so when you put them in liquid, you not only strengthen them, but you're also like making something that was like not necessarily dead, but not necessarily alive, kind of more open to being to breeding bacteria. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like I don't purport to know what happens if you drink it 2 days after. I've only teched it at night and drank it that next day, meaning that it did not sit in the fridge longer than 24 hours. If you try to do that, let me know how it goes. If you decide to tech it and leave it in the fridge and drink it like fresh juice all week, let me know what happens. But one thing about mushrooms is once you take it, you raise your tolerance. And so let's say on Monday you take it and you raise your tolerance. If you try to take it Tuesday, if you don't take double the amount, you're not doing anything. It's not going to do much. So whenever you take it, if you try to take it again before 3 days, you want to double it or triple it. And again, if you took a point 0.2 on Monday and then you take like a point 0.6 on Tuesday, you will feel differently. But I personally would not do that. I personally would just like try to put a day in between.
and then double it, just because again, you want that tolerance to fall a bit, and it's not going to fall completely, but I just don't want people to waste their medicine. You can obviously take it every day if you want to, and if you want to take it every day and track how you feel, that's fine. But if you're taking it every day, I would take like a 0.02. I would not go higher than zero point 0.2 every day, personally. Again, these are really strong medicines. If they were weaker, I would probably feel differently, but because they're so strong, I would not say to do anything stronger than that. How long does the trip last usually? It does depend on dosage. Again, if you're taking less than a point 0.2, the trip is, there's no trip. Like point 0.2 and below, you're just feeling like I feel like point 0.2 and below, there's sparkles on everything. There's, you may notice that something that you've seen every day is extremely more beautiful. Like it kind of just offers a little bit of crispness, almost like the world has like a beauty filter on it. And so I think that's why some people microdose and take like their little point 0.2, point 0.1 capsules every day or every other day or every 3 days, because again, it does start to make you notice things. Like that's another aspect of the mushroom, is you will start to notice lots of things, colors, sounds, flavors. Things will just start to stand out more, almost as if like your taste buds are tasting things in like 3D. Like it's very, very fascinating how like this mushroom or this fungus like is able to kind of get into our bodies and have us have experiences. But I think about how like the internet and fungi are very similar, in that who knew that like us being able to kind of like connect digitally, like tap in digitally to this like web stream of consciousness and tap in our information would be so powerful. And so I feel like mushrooms work the same way. Like they literally are constantly like figuring out what's dead, what's mostly dead, what's alive, how, where to eat, where to shoot its spores. Its whole, it's like fungi, plants, the water, the earth. This, all this shit is here as a support system for each other. And so we're kind of like the only species that is kind of like operating outside of that rhythm. And so I think with that being said, the mushroom puts you in line with the rhythm of life in a way. And I'm not meaning to say that in any like profound sense, but I genuinely do think that like if you are someone that don't really see it for humanity, like if you really feel like people are naturally evil, this will probably soften the fuck out of you and make you really reconsider that thought. However, if you're someone that's very, 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 very empathetic, I do think that this can be a tricky one, because I think it'll make you a little softer. And I think the cool thing about that at this point, realizing that being softer doesn't mean that I have to, be soft on like bullshit or be soft on harm. I think that I've softened to the point where I know when to be hard, if that makes sense. Like when to start firming up on shit, and when to like let shit actually just flow. Like that is actually a practice. And so I found a way to kind of break my pattern of feeling so I think sometimes we get in the performance of trying to show that we're a good person, versus realizing that being a good person means not lying to people, not performing like everything's okay when it's not. Like being a good person, I don't think is a real thing. I think being a person that's accountable, being a person that is present, vulnerable, empathetic, being someone that bothers to check in on like their behavior and doesn't shy away from hearing that it's been bullshit or it's been shitty. Like that's actually what I'm more focused on than like trying to appear good to people. And I think that that's another aspect of taking the mushrooms, is realizing that people can think someone's a good person, but that don't really mean anything. And I think that that's again another thought that I've had on a mushroom trip, where it's like the optics of shit, the illusions of shit, like actually being something takes a lot more labor than trying to perform it. See, we all love Meryl Streep. Like that the mushroom gun definitely like reminds you that that's not true. Like, and again, I understand why people think like that, because we don't live in a world that's showing us how good it can be. We're constantly living in a world that's like, hey, we're lowering our standards again. So again, if the world is constantly being like, oh, it's about to get shittier again, or oh, this person's about to turn out to be a shady person, or oh, another weird ass experience via dating websites. You know what I mean? Like it's just like we keep on just getting these reminders that we shouldn't trust, that we shouldn't love. And so I think that the mushroom kind of organically promotes moments where like you actually see how much love is actually out here, how much goodness is actually out here. Like as much as I'm angry at my mom, like I feel like after sitting with the mushrooms for a while, I realized like, I just want her to be happy. Like even if like that means that like me and her can never really connect deeply. But coming to that conclusion took a long time. It really took a long time, and even sometimes I still feel like I'm being fake. Hey, Needlick. Yes, I believe in good. Yes. Yes. Yes, God. Where's the love black eyed peas? I live. Hey, Riley. You worried about taking mushrooms because of your anxiety and other mental illness? Word. Word. And see, that's the thing. Um, Weed and mushrooms are different, but they are companion drugs. People who smoke a lot of weed find that like they may smoke less on mushrooms. I know for me, I definitely do, because the mushroom really don't allow you to do too much. Like it really believes in moderation. But also moderation. So even though you might not be doing the things you mostly do for survival, it'll still offer you some new coping techniques that are a little bit different. But again, I think it all depends on dosage. Um, you said I've worried about taking mushrooms. Yeah, again, anxiety with mushrooms is honestly it's a part of it. It's a part of it, but I also think that's why trip sitters are needed. But also, if you can't get a trip sitter, you don't know anybody. Listening to music that calms you, listening to meditation music, even taking out an instrument. I think that that's one of the cool things about mushrooms is like you find ways to self soothe that you might have not before. Like I know for me, like I may like use Dane's guitar and I may strum a little bit on there to try to ground myself with some chords, but who knows what you're gonna do to ground yourself. But that's a big part of it is being able to self-soothe and being able to co-regulate or even regulate yourself. And again, if you don't have people in your life that are willing to be there with you, um that's true. That's true, Riley. It does feel like that. And I feel like, again, microdosing is when you take less than zero point 0.5. I personally believe that if you're going to microdose, starting off with a zero point 0.1 is worth it. Especially if you take your meds when you're at fasted rest. I do believe you can get a little baby trip doing it that way. But I also think about ways to boost it, and that's eating something with lemon, eating something with citrus, like a pineapple. I wouldn't really do mango just because I know that mango actually does something where it multiplies whatever high is in your body through the fat, because it is such a fatty fruit. And so I would stay away from mangoes, y'all. If like you're already having anxiety or you're prone to having anxiety and you're smoking weed, mangoes can make you higher. But if you're someone that is a pothead of weed, is an addict of weed, you love weed so much and you want to be higher, mangoes. And the trick to the mango is you want to eat it before you smoke or you take anything. You don't want to eat it afterwards. I know people say eat after you smoke, or yeah, smoke after you eat, or yeah, smoke and then eat. You're actually supposed to do it the other way. So I just want to put that out there. But if you don't want to eat before you smoke, at least eat something with mango in it. Word. No, definitely, definitely. And again, firesideproject.org for anybody out there who doesn't want to tell anybody in their life about this. I feel like you also don't need to be like super candid with everyone about what drugs you're taking. I know some people, like I have a friend currently who told me like, I'm down to take some mushrooms, but I can't take any weed right now because my child's father is trying to like get full custody from me and I don't want to get caught up in anything. I'm actually not taking weed right now. So if you are on a detox from weed, this can be helpful. This can absolutely be helpful. Just again, in terms of like getting your sleep pattern back, I know when we stop smoking weed, some of us can experience a lack of rest, a lack of sleep, because what we use weed to do is to regulate us. It helps us eat. It helps us feel happy. Like there's just so many things that weed can do for us. And so I want to be candid that if you are trying to get off weed, mushrooms is very impactful. It can totally help you regulate. Again, if not even just the microdosing, big trips can help you kind of refocus your addictions or refocus your priorities. And again, they're big shifts. Mushrooms, I truly believe, are ruled by Aquarius energy, big Gemini energy, big Libra energy. Like there's a lot of air there, a lot of mental shifts happening there. I'm gonna look more into this because I'm sure there's people that talk about zodiac and mushrooms and things. So I wonder if certain strains have different astrological placements. But I feel like, in general, I think of mushrooms as like the fruit from the tree of knowledge, or at least the things that live around it. And so you will find more information, not just about yourself, but about the world. Definitely Gemini. I'm crying. I mean, I feel like definitely like that duality, and it's very phallic. There's a part of me that feels like Sagittarius though too. Like I feel big wands energy. Like it Loki could be wands. It could be fire. I could see fire, but I could see fire plus air though. So I'm gonna look and see because I feel like that's who's fire plus air. I gotta go look that up. But no, it definitely feels like a creative, but also mental, like psychological. Absolutely. Ronnie, thank you for coming through and kicking it. Genuinely appreciate you. And yeah, I'm trying to be more supportive. Like um I know that not everybody is able to have access to plant medicine, and I feel like, as I said, I met the person that shares met plant medicine with me through Instagram. We were just talking shit in a comment section about, I think, a man or some sort of like misogynist bullshit, and like we ended up realizing that we both like enjoy mushrooms. We both believe in plant medicine. We both believe in liberation, and so to this day we're still rocking. And I met them during the pandemic while I was homeless, living in a van. So it's just a reminder that like reaching out to people, talking to people, being candid with people, being honest about what you're going through and where you're coming from, those are things that'll help you find the people that are supposed to be in your life. Any place that you feel like you gotta be quiet, get out of there. Get out of there, please. Like, because our silence is unfortunately benefiting somebody. Okay, so just I want you to take some time today and think about when you're where you're being silent and who's benefiting from it. Like where you're keeping it under wraps, what's going on, because someone is benefiting from that. And I want you to think about why you don't get to benefit, why you don't get to be clear and be candid and be direct. Why are we holding back? What's on the other side of that truth? What's on the other side of vulnerability? I have that question for myself as well. So I'm gonna sit with it. But yeah, I'm gonna go get my life together. I hope everyone has a good ass day and gets to enjoy something tasty, or at least something that, just brings some fucking sparkle and some zest, bitch. Because good God, it's been distressing. It's been distressing recently, and I don't know about you, but this summer didn't feel summery to me. Like this summer felt very like it felt very pre-fall. Like that's all I feel. I felt like this. I didn't even get like I don't know. Summer usually feels like hot and fun and tasty treats and friends, and like that's not what this summer felt like. This summer felt like friend breakups, realizing things, being sick a weird amount of time. All the fruit is rotten in the grocery store. Just so many fucking weird things this summer. So I don't know. I'm trying to like shake it off because I want to be in a good mood when I take these mushrooms. But I am carrying that. I can't believe it's August. I can't believe that September is like about to be here. I can't believe my friends are like really entertaining Halloween in New Orleans. Low key, I'm in between that. I want to go to New Orleans for Halloween or Denver. I don't know which one. Pray for me because I just want to go on a trip. I just want to enjoy myself like you know what I mean? It's been a while since I've gone anywhere, so I'm just really hoping that like this fall gets to be more fun because this summer, right? Like summer didn't summer, babe. So pray for me, babes. But yeah, I might end up vlogging. Probably won't. Not gonna lie. Probably won't do that. But I might. Just because I really want to like, just be messy and chop it up. But at the same time, I feel like being live the last time I did the tarot party was actually fucking distressing. So I'm just like, I don't know. I just feel like I can't trust that someone's not gonna come in here and just be annoying and be weird for no fucking reason. And I hate that for me, which is why, again, I'm trying to start like a new space for myself, because I feel like this space is really funny, really silly, but I really want to create a space where like I'm a little bit more measured. I'm creating something that I believe in. Not saying I don't believe in this place. I'm just saying that like, babes, like, we never know what's gonna happen here. But I kind of want a space where I know what's gonna be happening and I know what the standards are and what I want to be doing. But here, we just be chilling. The trip sitting is a great video for the new channel. Ooh, I appreciate you for saying that. Ooh. Wow. Ooh, I'm excited to take mushrooms and read some tarot cards for myself, bitch, honestly. Also, there's gonna be a tarot card party tomorrow night. I'm not sure when I should come. I feel like I'm gonna put up a poll on the channel just to figure out what's a good time. No, the tarot parties are coming up. Tomorrow's tarot party is gonna be the tarot party to introduce the new channel. And do the giveaway, just so that like when I start the new channel, I'll have a bunch of people already following it. I can, as soon as I go, I'll be able to go live quicker on that new channel. But the plan is just to kind of get the new channel, you know, just like doing something so that I can like pivot. Because again, I enjoy being here. There's a cool space. But I do think that like, unfortunately, like it's hard to say this, but I'm a new bitch. I'm a new bitch. I feel like I started this channel when I was like 17 years old, 19 years old. Like, babe, it's been literally double that amount of time. Like, since I've literally lived that amount of time outside of being a child. Like, I started this channel when I was a minor, damn near, and now here I am. So I just feel like it's been a lot of life. I've definitely done a lot of things twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times maybe. And so, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how much I'm going to share moving forward. I feel like I'm trying to keep it cute. I feel like I'm really excited to have a boring life. I'm really excited to have a boring life. At least boring in the ways that I can appreciate boringness. Like, I'm really excited to have a garden. I'm really excited to maybe have pets. Like, I'm excited to maybe, you know, start that farm, get the chickens, get the goats. Like, that's really where I'm at, bitch. I really want a village. I really want to live amongst the people. I want to be not necessarily off grid, because every now and then, bitch, you need to go to a fucking Red Lobster. Let's be honest. Like, I want to be near a bubble tea place every now and then. You feel me? But I do want to be out there. I want to be out a little bit, you know, removed from the earth that we're having to experience right now. I don't want to be paying rent no more. Like, I want to be able to be working the land and be living with people who actually believe that we deserve housing and we deserve an easier life. So that's really what I'm focused on. I'm focused on living in collective housing, living situations. And I'm actually really excited because somebody reached out to me from Washington today, because I made a post about doing like a tea party, because I want to do a mushroom tea party. Like, bitch, the way that my friend gave me money for these meds and like didn't even realize that like she blessed the fuck out of me and several other people, and I just want to keep putting that out there. Like, some of y'all be wondering like why my life be going good sometimes, even though like a lot of crazy shit be going on, and I swear to God, just be grateful. Just be offering support and care. I'm not saying that that's the only reason why I do it, but babe, it just makes sense to me. It's like, think about how many people have offered me support and care for no reason. I'm just a person. They saw me. So that's how I'm trying to offer my energy as well. Like, we never know where the resource is going to come from, where the gift's going to come from, but it doesn't mean we don't deserve it. And again, because I know that I deserve to be supported and helped, that's why I keep on getting it. That's why I keep on getting it, babe, because I keep opening myself up to getting that. Some of y'all are closed as fuck to getting support because you're embarrassed. How can you be embarrassed? You're surviving. I wish I would be embarrassed that I survived. How does that sound? How does that sound? I'm so grateful. Like, I'm so glad that like other people saw it fit to support me. Let's just like lift that up, okay? So whenever you start thinking like, why does bitch always be winning, baby? Because I'm fucking nice. because I'm nice as fuck and because I know that I fucking am not gonna do this shit alone. And so the collective believes in me. So believe in yourself, believe that you deserve support as well, believe that you can post yourself online, and maybe you won't necessarily have like a following right when you start. But does that mean that like you're not worth sharing your gifts? Some of y'all are artists, some of y'all are poets. Like get in your fucking bag. Like stop doubting, please. Like real talk. Like I have a lot of blind faith, and yeah, it gets me fucked up a lot of times. But I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna stay with it. I'm gonna stay with my blind faith. I'm gonna stay with my. It could work out. What's the best that could happen? That's where I'm at. What's the best that could happen out of this situation? So some of y'all may not be there yet. I hope you get there. I'll be here when you get here. Okay? When you get to, you know what? Why wouldn't people help me? I'm worthy of being helped. Why not? I'm just saying, as I said before, motherfuckers have lied to some of y'all. Some of y'all really think that you're unworthy of help. And maybe when you see me get help, you're like, why is that? Sweetie, why not? And why not for you too? Again, I'm only getting what I deserve. I'm only getting back what I deserve. I'm only getting back what the fuck I deserve, okay? I'm not putting shit out there that I wouldn't want back. You get what I'm saying? So try it. Try it. Put some shit out there that you would like to receive back. Some of y'all are scared to do that shit. Some of y'all are scared to reach out or to give your last. I've given my last plenty of times. That's why I get the last. That's why I get the last. That's how I really feel. And I know some people may not believe me or agree with what I'm doing or want to support me. And I wish you good luck. Like, that's how grateful I am. I just wish you good luck. Like, I don't want nothing bad to happen to you. The fuck? I want you to get all the good stuff. Y'all all deserve it. That's how I really feel. That's how I'm going to feel forever. I'm going to die like this. I'm gonna die like this. I'm gonna die believing that y'all all deserve. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how broke I be. Cause I'm telling y'all, yes, I'm deodoranting my motherfucking coochie. Sure am. I'm playing, but the inner thigh though, the inner thigh, near the booty, like where the booty and the thigh meet, where the booty and the thigh meet. Yeah, you wanna get that booty and that thigh meet. I'm telling you, just oil it up. Listen, not everybody gonna tell you that they gotta deodorant their booty and their thigh meat. Okay, because some of us got booty and thigh meat that be rubbing. But yeah. Anyways, I'm about to leave y'all. I'm telling you, I gotta. And I be doing under the titties too, bitch. Under the titties too. I do all of it. I don't care. I'm a sweaty bitch. I have a sweaty ancestor. But thank you. Thank you. All right. Thank you. This is just my little house dress. But yeah. Like, please take care of yourselves. Like, please love yourselves and love others and treat others good. And don't be mean to people. And even if they're mean to you, bitch, I'm telling you, just say thanks. Motherfuckers be even more mad. Oh, well, you don't have to be mad. If you're not mad, don't take on their mad. That's all I gotta say about that. But you know I be getting fucking riled up every now and then, so, you know, it happens to the best of us. Anyways, I'm gonna smoke one more with you because, bitch, we still here, bitch. I know I was about to leave, but I was like, wait, I done sprayed my coochie, so I gotta let it. So we're gonna be here for a second. I got this fucking jar for free at the place that didn't hire me. I told y'all they be having like free jars, and this jar looks so beautiful. It looks like it was like a good ass juice or a good alcohol, liquor or something. I don't know, but I'm obsessed. Oh my god, bitch. Strawberry and watermelon water. Yes, bitch, I harvested it myself. A bitch, sure did. Sure did. But yeah, let me see. What do I want to smoke? Ooh, I'm gonna smoke that ADHD weed I was telling y'all about. It's called Jealousy. Yeah, it's called Jealousy. If you look it up on Weed Maps, you'll notice that I believe it won the 2022 Weed Cup. It's just that girl, she really does have a lot of good anti-anxiety ADHD vibes. It's kind of like a Adderall.
Listen, I got a seeded watermelon. I got a seeded watermelon. You see the seeds on the bottom? Yes, God. But it was very light skinned. What's going on with the motherfucking watermelon? It wasn't even red. It kind of stressed me out a bit. This weed does mimic Adderall. It has really good focus with it. That's why I'm trying to smoke it because I gotta go to the post office. I gotta go run some fucking errands. I gotta do so many fucking things. But I'm gonna get it done. I feel it. I also didn't eat today. Like all I had was this juice so far. Did I even eat a strawberry? Yeah, no, I haven't eaten nothing. Again, I'm trying to be on fasted rest. But I'm gonna eat some strawberries because I feel like that's not gonna affect my trip. But I'm trying to really just keep it as I'm empty. But I feel like the strawberries, they're not gonna take away from my trip. That's another thing. Strawberries, apple, cucumber. I wouldn't do a carrot. I wouldn't do a potato. I wouldn't do a sweet potato. I wouldn't do that. I would do something really light. Fucking seed. Watermelon, the strawberry seed was stuck in my tooth. What a tragedy. Are you about to smoke your crack rock? I just want to prepare everyone. He's doing dabs, but it sounds like someone like lighting a giant rock of crack. I know. I'm dead. Last time I said that, somebody in the chat was like, "Now I'm suspicious. Now I think it's really crack." I'm like, "Bye." Y'all are fucking silly. Watermelon has been tragic. I feel like the only good thing is that I basically like boiled some a mango with some strawberry that I had. The strawberries were kind of almost overripe, so I was just like, I'm gonna just harvest them for their essence. And so I added that to the watermelon because I couldn't put it all in this big container. I have a giant container. It was like, you're gonna have to juice some of this shit. So I posted it so that it wouldn't cut up the seeds. I figured the seeds would fall to the bottom at some point. I took out most of the fiber, but some of it got through. It was just really chunky and I didn't have a good screen for it, so kind of did a shitty job at that. So I don't mind it being a little chunky. I really don't mind that, but I feel like if I hadn't have did that strawberry juice with it, I don't think it would be that good. It was very light. Like I've never had such a light watermelon in my life. So that's where we're at. Are we a pulp girl? I actually like watermelon in general, so I really don't mind, but I do eat pulp. Yes, I do. When I get the orange, excuse me, yeah, when I get orange juice, I do get it with pulp because why would you not? I understand people that don't, but I don't. Like, I'm just like the crunchy peanut butter girls. I'm like, bitch, why would you not get more peanut? Like, that's where I'm at. I'm a more is more kind of person, though. I'm a maximalist. I always want more. Like, first of all, Taurus rising, Sag moon, Cap sun, baby, never give me less. Never think I want less. Never think I want the lesser, ever. I always want the most, please. Get it all for them. Oh, pineapples. I won't even get a pineapple these days. It just seems goofy. I got a honeydew. That shit look crazy as hell. I'm like trying to let my honeydew ripen even though I cut into it. I don't know if that's worth it. I'm gonna fuck around and just turn it into a smoothie. Taurus sun, indeed. Hey, Sag moon, friend. Right, pulp adds more. Canned peaches. Oh, you know what? The peaches were good, though. I went to this place yesterday. I ate one in the store. Bitch, the way I was stealing in that store yesterday, and they did not give a fuck. I was over here weighing out these peanuts. I was like, this is rolled oats. Like, don't give me the power to rob you. Like, I'm going to do it now. Like, I'm not playing with these corporations. Like, y'all are not about to get all my money. No. If you selling a walnut and telling me it's $35 per pound, well, then I'm going to tell you it's a motherfucking rolled oat. Like, fuck you. Figure it out when you go through your motherfucking Excel spreadsheet on what y'all need to buy next. But hey, babes, would you hand me my lighter? I think it's either on the ottoman or it's in the blanket. But yeah, no, don't let me be in the bulk section and think I'm not robbing. I'm definitely robbing these days.
Thank you. You should keep one. Oh, you got your torch? Oh, so it's gonna extra sound like crack. Not food gifts, bitch. Yes, yes. Robbing for produce, same, same. The bitch, the way that I have never said that I got a beefsteak tomato, I got aroma. No one's gonna check. No one's gonna check, bitch. Just make sure you know the clue for fucking Roma. Shop by the fucking picture. It's a tomato, but what is it? It's not no other tomato but aroma, bitch. Okay? They're not gonna check like that unless there's a bitch hovering. Have fun. It's aroma, okay? Heirloom? What? These are aromas. Don't play yourself. Baby Ethernet. What a confession. Not banned from Whole Foods. I know. Like, damn. No, onions don't make sense anymore. I'm putting in onions as grapefruit because it's cheaper somehow. Okay, Campbell. But yeah, as I said, I'm smoking a strain called Jealousy. It's an indica hybrid, but it's an indica hybrid because of the body pain and the anti-anxiety. It's a sativa in every other sense. It's creative, energetic, uplifted, anti-depression. It's got a lot of sativa quality, but it doesn't allow your body to have as much pain and also the anxiety that you'd be feeling as someone with ADHD. It's just not realistic. Like, and also it tastes good as fuck. Like, it low-key tastes like ice cream. Like, it has a vanilla finish on it, so that's another reason why I like it. And the color of it, bitch, it's like really dark. Like, it's a very dark purpley weed, but almost black with like little like streaks of like orange through it. It's like a very wild looking weed, very interesting looking. I love that it's called Jealousy though, because like it's just so pretty. Like, she's a pretty girl. They changed locations. Oh, not the Whole Foods changed locations and you're back on your shit. Bye. I'm dead. Not just one location. You learn to never take anything at checkout. Just put it in the bag you already have. Okay. Okay. You know what? Honestly, the way I stole these shoes from Walmart, I'm just going to share my little tip here. I literally took my shoes off, put them underneath the carriage, and then put on the new shoes. And then walked around like I was trying to test them out or something. And then I just walked the fuck off. Like, I was just like, all right, bye. Nothing happened. Now, am I going to... Now, I want to also lay the scene. I am a size 11 hoof. To be fair. It was the last 11 hoof. It could have just been luck. I feel like the universe knew I needed it. Listen, Jealousy... I believe I also have it in a vape. but, because I fuck with you, it could also be available in a butter, okay? For people that don't want to smoke, just keep that in mind. Bitches are making butters, okay? I will get me a crock pot. I will figure out what strain is good for you if you don't already have one available. But for the girlies that never had Pineapple Express and you don't smoke weed but you want to try Pineapple Express, baby, the way that I have Pineapple Express in a motherfucking oil, the way that you could just put that shit inside of like your tea in the morning, you could mix it with some honey, you could mix it with some butter. If anybody's interested, let me know. Absolute bitch. Let me know. Like, bitch, that's like, listen, I found my calling at this point. I found my calling. Like, I really didn't know what I wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in art. And the cool thing about the job that I do is like I get to like I get to do graphic design in my business. Like, that's something that I've always wanted to do, is do graphic design on a bigger level, and I am. So I hit a goal. But there's other things that I want to do, and so that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's just trying to figure out like what my new goal is, what I want to do. And a lot of my desires are just to kind of create and facilitate community. And as I said earlier, somebody from Washington reached out to me and said that they wanted to create a mutual aid art closet. So for any artists that are struggling to get like your supplies, like this would be a way to kind of not only be able to ask for, you know, direct requests for mediums, and also supplies. You'd also be able to share some of the things that maybe you've accrued over the years that you don't use. Like I have a bunch of charcoal pencils. I do not use them. Like they've just been sitting with me for no reason, and I feel bad because I'm not a sketcher. I don't like to use pencil. I'm very much like I'm also left-handed. That's why I don't like to use pencil. I don't really like to use anything that can, you know, get stuck on my hands and like make a mess. So I feel like for the most part I'm never gonna use pencils. So if I ever get colored pencils or someone ever like gives me colored pencils, because I've gotten a lot of art gifted to me, I always just save it. But I'm gonna start like getting like some mutual aid boxes together because, hey, what up, left-handed friend? Okay, infused coconut. Oh my god, yes. Yes. Thank you for telling me about infused coconut oil. Cause that's another thing I'm about to put on the menu, bitch. Honestly, like I'm about to get some weed honey in on there too. Cause I know some people probably don't want to smoke no more, especially coming up with the winters and shit. They probably want to be able to put their weed in a hot cocoa. You know what I mean? I think I'm gonna make some weed hot cocoa powder. I think that might be what I'll do. Because they have powdered weed, but I also have M&Ms. So I feel like there's a way to really make something really cool, like make a little kit or something, or make like a little cookie kit. You know what I mean? Like a little way to make in like you know how you can get like those jars, and then all you gotta do is add the butter, and it's basically like a cookie dough mix. And then basically once you add the butter, the chocolate is the what's infused. So once you bake it off and you eat them, the weed is in the cookie. Like I'm just thinking about shit like that, like ways to like make it like fun, make it a kit, make it like, you know, you and your friends open up this little jar or whatever. And then yeah, no, THC works in butter. Anything with fat in it. So low key, even adding your THC to like avocado, that'll also help it. But you can do a lot of things. You can do a lot of things with THC and CBD. I also actually recently found a CBD infused soda. Honestly. But yeah, no, I'm about to. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you sure? Okay. I'm sorry. He was really trying to act like he wasn't dying. It was funny as fuck. He was sitting there like this. I'm so sorry. We're back. And we're back. Anyways, yeah. Life is lifing. I'm about to take mushrooms. I'm in a goofy, silly mood. I need to go run my errands. I think it's like 1 o'clock. Maybe. What up, Robert? Hope all is well. Also, thank y'all for adding me. I've never seen that white box before. Do I have nice handwriting? We'll see. We'll see. Hey, Dane.
Hey, you.
Are you all good? I appreciate that. I appreciate hearing that news. Would you mind handing me my sketchbook? More importantly, I just want like the card that says free readings on it. I like saw it on the top when you were gathering my things. Yes. Thank you. I mean, I feel like I could have good handwriting. I feel like in ways it's not the best, but I was more excited about like making it look hollow foil and like trying to, you know what I mean? I'm trying my best. But yeah, no, I feel like I could have it. Like I feel like people could see it that way. How have I been doing? My best. My motherfucking best. Honestly. Just been doing my best. Trying to stay right within. So nobody asked me how I thought I was gonna win. That's it. I'm not gonna lie though. I really want some fried chicken bad as fuck. Like, it's the way that I want this one sandwich from this one place. But I'm not going there. I'm not going there. I don't want to fuck up my trip. Oh, thank you. This is watermelon water with I boiled a mango, and then I boiled some strawberries that were a little bit overripe, and then I added them to this watermelon juice that I had made. So it's basically watermelon, strawberry, and mango. It tastes good. It tastes good. There's a little bit of pulp in it, just a little bit, but it's really refreshing. I had it in the fridge this whole time, so it's really cold. It tastes really good. The point of me drinking it though is so that I can just like not eat anything really other than these strawberries. I'm trying to just like put something in my stomach because I have to go out. So again, most people when they take mushrooms, they try to like set it up to where they don't have nothing to do that day. I'm not like them. I have things to do, but I will have a good trip in the afternoon and in the evening. Also, I want to say that Dane finally beat my ass in fucking Uno. I was whooping his ass. Oh my god, I was doing so good. But recently, like 2 times, he just shut me the fuck down. Like, it was really sick. But low key, the first time I played him in Uno, I beat him so bad that he low key didn't want to play no more. He was like, "Bitch, fuck Uno." I was being really nice about it. He's like, "We don't have to play Uno anymore." That's okay. Then he beat me. Then he don't want me to get a rematch. I didn't like that, honestly. I'm learning a lot about him. He don't like when he win for me to try to win again. Good to know. Good to know. Cause next time I win, I'm not even gonna be nice. Next time I win, I'm gonna be so mean.
Okay.
I was nice when I won the first time, but now I see how you are. Cause when you won, the way you ran around the pool and did your little victory lap, I'm never gonna forget that.
You whooped my ass a bunch of times though.
But you had to run like that. You had to go like this and shit, and act like you really ate. Like you had to really like you did a 4+4. Okay.
I had to take something.
I'm just saying I'm gonna remember it. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Cause I was nice. I was very nice when I won. I was like, damn, babe. I'm sorry you couldn't have got it.
Good time.
I was like, you gonna do your big one at some point?
Josh,
I don't know. I didn't feel like Josh at all. I felt like James. All right, I felt like James. I felt like I got stoled on. That's okay though. That's okay. Like I said, next time we play Uno, I'm not even going to fucking, I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to do, but I'm going to be so dramatic. I'm going to be so extra. Just know. Plus size women are beautiful. Indeed, Robert. Thank you for letting us know. We love to hear it. Thank you for telling us. We love that. We love you. Anyways, getting back to it. I'm about to fucking dip up out of here because honestly, I've run out of things to say, which is rare. But I feel like one thing that I'm realizing is like I like how infrequently I come live because I feel like I'm able to like, stack up some things to say, stack up some things to bring to y'all. I feel like I might not be a daily vlogger like I thought. I thought I would be, but I'm realizing that I need to gather some information, gather some things, and come here and bring them to you. Because there are definitely moments where I do feel like, damn, I'm just chilling. No, for real, for real. And I like it. But I'm like, I wonder how Kai Sanat does it. I really do. Because he just be in his room in his little comfy chair just talking. And I'm like, dog, like, I love it too. But it's like, there's times where I do feel like I'm being boring. Which sucks because it's like, I'm a human. Like, we're not going to always be entertaining. But at the same time, I feel like I'm trying to come here when I got it. And sometimes I also think like just coming here to exist is something that's a little bit harder for me. I think even like feeling like I have to be bringing something or doing something, I think that that's just part of how YouTube is. But then when I think about the content I usually watch, it's like people that are like every minute it's something happening. Oh, I appreciate you. No, and y'all do. That's what I'm trying to say. It's like there's times where I do feel like, damn, what am I gonna say? What am I gonna offer? And it's just like, again, I do value y'all talking and participating because if like certain folks are like not really invested or engaged, like it can feel like, damn, like I gotta come up with some content. But I've only felt that recently. I feel like I never felt that before, like recently. Like I appreciate y'all for saying that, but usually I'm saying like I usually come here so randomly that like I have so many things to say. That's true, that's true, that's true. Also, last night, my bad for not coming through. I fell asleep early as fuck. Like I just did not have it. I was like trying to figure out like how I was gonna set up the camera and watch the show with y'all, but I was just like, bitch, the way I'm about to fall asleep, y'all about to be laughing at my ass and be like, how's the live still going? Like, it's about to be the longest live stream on earth if I would have came through last night, because I would have, the way that you would have, it's just, it would have been so silly. But thank y'all for being kind, honestly. All right. Listen, I'm definitely down to watch Harlots again. Like, please do not play, because I've been wanting to watch Harlots again recently so bad. And no, I'm not taking out my hair. I'm just taking it out a little bit, just because I feel like I did it, really, like, braids. And I just want a little bit of curl at the end. But yeah, no. Harlots, for anybody who has never seen the show Harlots, just to kind of see, just to kind of pique your interest, it's basically, from my perspective, it's about two old hoes. Two old hoes, right? And one of the old hoes was like low key the mother of the other one, but like not biological, right? So it's very much giving the daughter of the main hoe mother, but the hoe mother, she got a new daughter. And so it's just a mess. It's very much maternal wound vibes. Like if you have issues with your mom right now, or you going through a lot with your maternal line, like this actually might hit for you. But again, using medieval I was gonna say sexual workers. Using medieval sex workers. Thanks, Robert. Using medieval sex workers as like the catalyst or just like the vehicle for talking about the mother wound, talking about how women a lot of times be at the center of sexual crimes and sexual violence against young femmes. Talking about how the older women are victims themselves, but also don't have the agency to stop being victims. But also, and this is slightly unrelated, but I watched this video that got a lot of white people mad. But it was basically this white woman who was from the Ukraine talking about how in America, like white women have plastic smiles and no joy in their eyes because, as far as they're concerned, as much as they comply with white supremacy and the patriarchy, they get rewarded. And so a lot of white women are like so curious and fascinated with black women and black femmes, mainly because they see the lack of defiance as like a thing to like be combating. And so a lot of white women cause harm to black women simply as like a check to patriarchy, as a way to kind of continue this like pecking order of like true femininity, as if like the way that they're operating isn't male based, masculine based. And so it's one of those things where within the context of white supremacy, white women have so much power because they're trying to get more. And that's why they're operating the way they are, because as far as they're concerned, they're next in line behind the men to get the power. And so they're trying to keep everybody else in their motherfucking order, so that they don't miss out on their come up. Whole time, they're never gonna come up because men will never put them in the position of equal. And so a lot of the things that they do to women of color is just as a reminder, like, I'm with him. Like he's actually my man's. And so that's why there's a lot of white women who will do a lot of evil shit, and people will never see them as evil because they'll be like, oh well, she was up against this animal, this monster, this brute, and it'd be a woman of color. It'd be a woman of color. But if she's able to successfully dehumanize the rest of femmes who are not white, she's successful in maintaining her order. And again, a white woman from Ukraine is the one who said this shit. A white woman from Ukraine was naming that, like, when she came to America, she was like, my family spoke English, but not very well, but we joined a church. They said that they joined a church so they could learn to speak English better. And she said that the whole time they were there, it was white people making them trying to like other them and make them feel like shit. She's like, we was just as white as them, but because we were foreign, we could not be like them. And so they spent a lot of time dehumanizing us and talking slow to us like we couldn't understand them, and we were speaking to them in perfect English, but the way that they wanted to humble us and put us in our place. And so she was saying that like in America, even white people who are not from America have a place, and it's below the white people from there. And you know the ways that like white women are again next in line to receive the power, and so they have to maintain their power, they have to maintain their position within the power. Nello, I appreciate you for saying that. I definitely want to do a recap on Harlots just because I feel like that show is so good. Like that's why I think I want to watch it with y'all, just so that like maybe we can have some discussions about it and chat about it, and then I could organically make my own like afterthoughts video or something. But I just feel like I'm trying to have a good time on here. I'm not trying to do too much that I don't believe in, but some of these shows are so good that I would love to just like watch them and like just have a friendly discussion. It doesn't necessarily have to become yes, the xenophobia. Thank you for saying that, Meryl Streep. But I just think that I don't necessarily need to make content about everything. I just kind of want to like kick it, but also have some chats. I also wanted to watch some videos on YouTube for my watch later because I have a couple people that I have saved in my queue, and I just feel like that'll be a way to share some of the content that I watch, because sometimes I'll be sharing stuff and it's like, damn, I could have just watched this video with y'all, or I could have just shared a link. But who knows if people are going to have time to watch the link, you know? So with that being said, Justin J has a video that just came out and I can't remember who it's about, but I put that in my watch later too because I know I'm excited about it. Ooh, Kalani. Kalani and Maiwa too. Maiwa's World. I don't know why, but I want to say Meryl Streep, you're the one that brought up the Kalani news the other day about her baby and like the partner talking about the baby being in a sex cult, and apparently Kalani just took a picture with Chris Brown, and a bunch of black women had urged her not to work with Tory Lanez, and she was saying she wasn't gonna work with Tory Lanez, but then she turns around and works with Chris Brown seemingly. I don't know. I don't know, babes. I can't call it, but I never listened to Kalani. I mean, no shade when I say this. Um, I don't even think I've heard a song. If the song The Way is not from her, I don't know. Word, I appreciate, but yeah, no, somebody brought up Kaylani. I cannot remember who it was, but she's definitely making the rounds because like people are very upset with her. I also think, um, again, from what I noticed, like people were talking about Kaylani. Ooh, also there was a conversation about I can't remember what video Maya's World. Like Maya's World just dropped another video, and she was talking about representation of deep dark skinned people in the Nani Nani video, and there was a deep dark skinned girl in the video, and like she was barely in the scenes. Like Maya was showing, she basically did this thing where she was like, see if you can spot the colorism in 20 seconds. And I just kept following like this deep dark skinned person who was in the shot, but they kept on being like cut out of the shot. And Maya made the remark that, you know, she's booked for this gig, like working with Saweetie, which is a big deal. But how the fuck is she going to like put that on her resume when they're barely showing her? Like she'll have to cut it in a crazy way. Word. 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 Yeah, no. I think yeah, I definitely think at this point for sure Kalani is definitely a problematic MGM person. But Mayowa apparently got dragged for thinking that Kalani was fucking for thinking when she saw a picture of Kalani, apparently she thought it was Selena Gomez, and people dragged her back in the back like a few years ago, and like now people are laughing about that and being like, "Oh, that was such a good take," but it's like y'all already abused her. Just be quiet. You know what I mean? Like, just be quiet. Because, like, not she got dragged for that, which is insane because she showed a picture of Selena Gomez with Kalani, and it was insane because they looked the same, bitch. No games. It looked like the same person. Maya funny as fuck. Also, Maya has an event in Atlanta. I don't know if anybody here is in Atlanta or nearby. We're gonna be in Atlanta in September, but it's in September. It's apparently a cabaret, I believe, for deep dark skinned femmes. It's a showcase. I think that she's going to be putting on like an event to showcase some deep dark skinned femmes that are creative. I don't know much more than that, but I know that there are tickets that are going to be available. So just putting that out there for anybody who is interested. I'm definitely trying to get my money up so I can sponsor a couple tickets because that'd be really fun to be able to pay for some of my Atlanta friends out there. Again, if you're a follower, supporter of me, and you're in Atlanta, let me know, bitch, because again, I want to support her as much as I can. I love Miles World. She's amazing. I hope you watch her content. She's really funny. Like, she does so many really funny skits. She does really funny videos. Like, I know that that's not all she creates, but she's very funny. Using a series on the LGBTQ community or plus size women would be great. Here's my thing. I don't disagree with you, but I feel like that's the thing about it is like we have to be really candid here that like the plus size community is fractured. Okay, it's damaged like Danity Kane. We gotta just be honest. Like, I'm cool with some fat bitches out here, but from the most part, from what I can see, it's a big discrepancy between like who's getting called for what. And I really feel like body positivity is really dying again. But also, bitch, I watched this video that had a really amazing take about how body positivity was actually for men and how like we should have really focused on like body neutrality and fat not fat acceptance because again it was focusing on men. Robert, you're good. You're good. You've done nothing wrong. Live life. I'm just a fiery individual. I get really spicy. But with that being said, there was just like this whole conversation about how the fat acceptance movement really did center like the like viewing fat people in a way that was actually quite sexual, and I didn't think about it that way. Like, I did not think about that, and it kind of fucked me up. Sorry. Okay. All right. You were doing so good, Robert. But yeah, no, listen. I know that there's gonna be people that like know me from like other parts of the internet and like they're feeders and they're sexual as fuck or whatever. That's their that's their prerogative. If it becomes overwhelming, I will be removing them. So I've seen Robert say a couple things that kind of stressed me out, but I was like, you know what, Robert, we're gonna try to keep it cute. But that was my last straw, baby. It was a cash in for fat admirers for sure. Like a lot of men, like honestly, I logged back into my Tumblr recently. And when I was on Tumblr creating, I was between the ages of like 19, maybe 17 when I first started it, to be honest with you. But like definitely a minor. Definitely couldn't drink. So just want to put that out there. That like there were people watching my content, looking at my content, jacking off to my videos, jacking off to my pictures, jacking off to my YouTube videos. No, you're good. Honestly, if anybody makes you uncomfortable, just let me know. Like you don't have to be nice about it, but I'd be trying to let people live because like again, I know half of my viewership is men. I know it. I was able to see that recently. So and I know not all of them are gay men, okay? I know they're not all gay men or queer men. So I'm trying to just make it make sense for myself, honestly. Um, oh, Tess Holiday, oh my god. Yo, that lady. I feel like a lot of the girls are just like selling their children's lives now. I mean, no shade with that, but I feel like every time I see her, I always see like the baby and like the dude. No shade to him. Exactly. No, Riley, same. No, I feel the same way, and I feel like that's the thing that sucks is like some of our old content is being used and being sold. Like I didn't think about that, but some of my old pictures like have definitely been sold on dark web, have been sold to like men. Like there are men that think that they've talked to me, that think that we've been in relationships before. I don't know who they are. So I just want to put that out there that like if you put stuff out on the internet, you know, people can use it and do all types of crazy things with it. And as I said, I know the other day when I was saying that like people make like fake accounts on like sex work apps and like use people's pictures. Like I know I said that like you like I definitely said like it's chill to like steal pictures. I don't think it's really chill to steal pictures. What I'm trying to offer is like I guess like if you were like looking at a catalog in like Sears or something and you took a picture of like a bitch feet in like the catalog and then like posted that and a man was dumb enough to think that those feet were like yours, like go ahead. You know what I mean? But I don't think you should like steal like the foot pictures of like your friend's mom or something. Like, please don't do that. Like, I know you might think it's harmless, but it really is weird. Like to do stuff like that. But again, neutral feet. You know, the feet of someone in a catalog. Like the feet of someone that you don't know who they are. No one knows who they are. Random feet. You know, like a YouTube video is playing and you got a good foot shot, and then someone really is goofy enough to think that that's really your foot. You know, all the work that you're doing, you deserve a reward. But again, don't steal people's pictures. Like, try not to do that, because again, I think that stealing people's pictures when they're already like creating sex work content, that's stealing their money. But then also, if they're not, you're putting them in like a weird, dangerous situation. So just want to put that out there. Yeah, again, like I'm trying to be nice to these dudes because some of them do be giving me money every now and then, but most of them are just like lurkers. I'm glad that he had a good idea for like the plus size documentary, but let's be honest, like a LGBTQIA plus size documentary. I mean, what are we really like? What is the documentary about? And again, like it's just giving in retrospect like a way to like put all of us on cam. So what you could jerk off to all of us in one video. Like that's what it's giving. So like I have men in my inbox from like years ago being like, hey, can I give you some money? And then I'm like, sure. And then it's like, oh, I just want to talk to you. And it's like, it makes me think of that video where the girl is like mad and she goes, and then she just like because she's so stressed, she like is able to like kick her feet, and then like all of the stuff that's in front of her like moves. I don't know how to describe it any better than that. But she's sitting at a computer chair and she's really pissed off, and then she just like kicks away from the computer, and it's just amazing. That's literally me though. No, the creepy vibes are out here. No, that's true. That's true. That's true. I definitely get a lot of random Snapchat ads from men that are like, into sex work stuff, and it's just like, damn, you're just following anybody. Like my profile doesn't say anything. Like I don't have any there's no like buzzwords from the community in my Snapchat. But with that being said, I do think that like depending on what kinks you're in, like they may just notice that you're a mutual, and then that's enough, right? But moving forward, I just think that like if people are on some like fetishizer, I love fat women stuff, like I probably will be like, hey, like, maybe cool it. Like if you want to pay for a session or something, like let me know. But other than that, maybe let it go. But I do think that unfortunately, like being online, being candid about being a sex worker, like I do think some people do overstep boundaries in a way that's kind of like, yikes. But at the same time, I think I don't know, being poor makes it harder for you to like really um I don't know, always have like the right approach to it, cuz again, like I'm really trying to like be nice to this motherfucker cuz I'm just like he might give me some money. But it's like, he probably ain't going to give me no money if he's here. Just like that other lady, like they just wanted that attention. Like sometimes it's just the attention. Like again, like being a fat person, like I've already been devalued a lot. Like I've already been told that like I'm too ugly to like expect this or that treatment. I've been told a lot of crazy things, and that's because the world is trying to make me think that I deserve less as a person. And so I think that some of these men in these kinks, they're like, oh, they're like a fat person that didn't believe the programming, a fat person that knows what they're worth. But at the same time, like there's still like an exploitation of that as well. Like there are men who like will seek me out to like degrade me because they know that like I'm not I don't hate my fat body, so it's like they'll have to go harder. I'm crying. I mean, again, he could have, but you know what? It's okay. I'm really in my area of gratefulness. Like I was being very grateful with him, so I think again, I'm just trying to focus on the good things that are coming. Like I'm connecting with some of y'all that I haven't talked to in a while. People talk to fat femmes crazy as fuck. People say the craziest things. A man told me that I am less than an 8 and I shouldn't expect to go on a date. Swear. Like I've had men tell me that I'm really not cute enough, like to be treated well. Like I've had men tell me that to my fucking face. And I'm like, whoa, like what a strange thing to say to someone that you don't really know very well. That you also are reaching out to. Like I'm never like the one, I never like talk to that man first. That's what's even more insane. Like they reach out to me and then they try to humble me. And I'm like, why? Like, wouldn't you want to make me feel better? Like, wouldn't you want to make me feel like I am that bitch? But no, because it scares them. Like, if I'm that bitch, what does that mean to them? Like, a lot of jealousy in men is really disguised, bitch. It's really sad, but just keep that in mind. If a man don't want to celebrate you, if fuck it, if anybody don't want to celebrate you, get away from them. I promise. I promise you, it's worth it. Just get away, cause what the fuck? Like, why would they not? Why would they not celebrate you? Why even waste time asking? That's where I'm at. If we don't know, great. Let's leave. No, there is, there is. I feel like I would link it to just like how in a lot of queer spaces people think everybody want to talk about sexuality and sexual experiences and stuff. I think that when you're fat, people do try to make it seem like that's, yikes. I feel like people try to make it seem like that's the time to talk about how there's more cushion for the pushing. That's the time to say, nice curves, you know what I mean? I ain't got no breaks. Like, that's the time to just say the most weird thing. And it's frustrating because as a fat person, like, I don't think about my fat as sexual. I just think about myself as a fat person. So it's definitely been hard to like be in community with some people who think that like complimenting me is also like reminding me that I'm like fat as fuck. And again, that is like what they want to talk about. Like I think that's the thing. Like I've talked to a lot of people who like want to talk about how fat I am, or want to talk about like me being a fat person, or just even like people calling you Big Mama or talking you like, or just like some of the pet names that people use. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers calling you Fluffy or calling you Juicy. I hate that shit. Like, do not call me juicy bitch. Like, I really don't like that shit. You had a guy pull me aside once in a group setting to tell me I'm better because I'm bigger. Right, and that's the thing too. They'll be like, "Oh, I love fatter girls," and it just feels like a power play, cause it's like you actually couldn't get nobody here at the party, so leave us all alone. Exactly, exactly. Like you're not a person. You're not a full person. You're just a fat thing, a fat object. And I think that's the part for me that really stresses me out is like I just can see in their eyes and like how they're talking that I'm just like a fat body. But more importantly, I'm just like a fat masturbation tool. And I think that that's the thing too. Like a lot of men be using people body to masturbate, and I think that like a lot of men are like more comfortable using a thin woman to masturbate with, even though like by society standards, like that's who they're benefiting from being around. But outside of that, like a lot of men like to masturbate with a fat body. They don't like to be seen masturbating with a fat body or even loving a fat body or even being close to a fat body. They don't like that exposure. But they'll fuck on a fat body in a minute. So it's one of those moments where it's like being fat, I had to figure out that I was actually really hot and like that people were lying. And I feel like Barbie Life 2.0 made an amazing video and I love her content. She said, like, when you're a deep dark skinned girl or a fat girl or a disabled girl or just a girl that, like, has not been taught, like, that you're the baddest bitch, like, you've not been given all that shine and buzz that you deserve. But when you walk into the room, obviously, there's something about you. And she's like, we're gonna be the girls that always like shake the room and people are always gonna be mad. And I really do feel like that. And again, I'm not trying to change the message. She literally said herself, like, not just deep dark skin girls, but also fat girls, girls that are underestimated in terms of beauty. And like the standards for beauty actually don't necessarily apply to us, and yet we're still beautiful. Like that mind fuck really does have some people fucked up. And I think that that's also part of, the trauma of being a rare beauty and like living in a world that literally tries to tell us every day that like the only way to see beauty is through the prism of thinness, whiteness, lightness, anti-blackness. And so again, like when you are fat, when you are deep dark skin, when you're trans, when you're not rich, when you're broke as fuck, but you still got motion, like you're still a bad bitch, like people really are confused. Like they're very confused. And I feel like I deal with a lot of confused people. And that's why I spend a lot of time calling for the nurse. Because nurses help people, bitch. I'm telling you though, some of y'all don't realize it, but people are confused by you, and that's why they're mad. The Barbie Life 2.0, yes, check her out. Check her out. Her content is delicious. I'm really obsessed with her. And she really is just one of those deep dark skin fat femmes. She's not fat, but she is like aware of fat phobia, and I'm grateful for her acknowledging that. But she talks about just being a younger black dark skinned femme who is not like willing to live in delusion just for other people's comfort. And I really appreciate that because a lot of the content that I watch is deep dark skinned people who are being candid about how, you know, the anti-blackness that they're experiencing is not one of a kind, but while they're experiencing that, they're also experiencing having access to some privilege. And so a lot of the content I watch is younger black folk who are just like holding the nuance of the conversations that are happening, which at times is frustrating because I'm just like, God damn, like the way that you have to be poised when you're deep dark skin, the way that people really expect poise in the midst of these conversations is really sick. Like the ways, like I know y'all see me looking crazy as fuck sometimes, like going off because I've been traumatized so heavily. It just blows me sometimes when I see some folk that I know are traumatized, but they have to perform like they're not. And again, this is not me trying to make fun of them or like try to play with them. This is me just acknowledging that, you know, when you see people who do not have privileges in certain respects being candid as fuck about the ways that they're being harmed, the ways that they're not getting what their needs are, the ways that they're being underestimated, it's just like take that moment and just be like, thank you. You know what I mean? Because again, there's definitely moments where there will be people who have privileges in ways that I don't that acknowledge them. And I'm like, thank you, bitch. Just thank you. Just thank you for not trying to make me feel crazy today. Because there's a lot of that gaslighting shit. And especially mixed people, a lot of us light skinned people, we stay gaslighting, acting like, oh, well, you know, somebody called us nigga one time. Someone called us nigga with the hard R one time. Oh well, like that's how we really be acting like that shit can be compared, and it's not. It's just not comparable. So I just want to put it out there that a lot of us light skinned people just don't even understand just how much we get the agency to be feeling crazy as fuck when we're acknowledging anti-blackness or even just seeing the layers of it. But the ways in which we will really act like, not even act, the ways we'll perform like, you know, like again, just like white women be thinking that they're the women that are getting the hurt the worst, there are a lot of us light skinned people who think we're getting it hurt the worst. Like a lot of us light skinned people think that we're getting hit with colorism when we're being acknowledged for being light skinned, and think that we're also being hit with deep dark skin. We're getting hit with deep dark skinned people like not fucking with us. Like we be really thinking that like, oh, anti blackness and deep dark skinned people, those are what's on our back. Like we're definitely going through something, and not even just seeing the ways that we'll really hold deep dark skinned people accountable for how they feel about us when we really don't think about our behavior. So with that being said, I'm just trying to put it out there that there are some of us out here who have privilege that are really trying to unlearn and trying to hold just like how fucked up it is out here and try not to make it about ourselves. Cause again, I'm just trying to name, I know y'all seen me before be on here and say some shit and be like, what the fuck? And again, did I die? Did anyone cancel me? No, bitch. Like I got a chance to fucking grow and not be as colorist, because I'm probably still be a colorist. Like let's be clear. Like I don't want to take away from the fact that I'm unlearning, but I don't want anyone to gaslight themselves and think that all light skinned people or all light skinned mixed people are going to be growing in this lifetime. Some of us are really stagnant and stuck, and I'm sure there's ways that I don't even see how whack I'm being in certain respects. So I just want to put it out there that like there are a lot of people out there who are trying, but there's so many more who are not, and so many more that will sit in your face and gaslight you and deny what the fuck is happening. And 9 times out of fucking 10, another light skinned person might actually agree just so that they don't have to sit in shame. So I just want to put that out there that you're not wrong in a lot of these situations, but whether or not light skinned people are willing to do the labor, and when I say labor, that shit sounds crazy as fuck because I didn't do any labor to get here. I had to really sit with how I actually was understanding myself to be, you know, how do I say this? I didn't have to do labor in the sense that there was really nothing for me to do in the fact of like my lens. Like there was nothing, like it was more about listening. It was more about reading. Like there's no internal way for me to engage my privilege outside of acknowledging that it is real and that in this moment or this next moment or that moment behind, like there was more that could be done. If that makes sense, because like I'm not trying to make it seem like, I don't know. I'm just trying to make it seem, I'm just trying to offer that like if there's not me, like there's nothing that I'm actively doing as a lighter skinned person to know more, if that makes sense. Like, I'm listening, I'm reading, I'm doing research, but like those things are basic, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want anyone to think that I'm going out of my way. Not saying that like there are people that can't go out of their way. But what I'm trying to offer is I'm doing like the most basic thing you could do, which is listen to deep dark skinned people and just try to apply what's being said to myself and just keep that in mind. Like, if I see light skinned people acting a fool, I'm not gonna go up there and be like, y'all. I'm gonna say we. Like, there's a lot of subtleties in the ways that I'm trying to operate, and I'm sure that not everybody is catching it, but putting that out there that I am a colorist and I don't want to be. I would love to be recovering, but there's still moments where I'll catch language that I use that's colorist. And yeah, me catching it is part of unlearning, but me not using it is part of unlearning too. Me educating people on why that was colorist, or holding myself accountable, or even breaking silence when I see some anti-black shit unfolding. What I'm trying to offer is, it's not like I'm taking a class on anti-blackness and unlearning colorism. It's not like I'm getting a certificate or a degree. Is what I'm trying to offer. Is that unlearning is like forever. And so even a white person talking to you about how they're recovering from white supremacy, if they even use words like that, it's like, that's forever, dog. Like, I've only been able to recently like hold like all of the anti-black shit that I've been up to, and even still things will pop up and I'll be like, oh shit, like that was really crazy to have said. And so then I think about how moving forward, I'm not gonna say that, but at the same time I've already said it. And so I'm just trying to sit with the reality that like, I think that the unlearning is just it's so fucking forever. It's so like I can think that I've really like, you know, said something, done something, and then I'll just have a moment where I'm like, fuck this other thing. So I just want to put that out there that if you're privileged in any way, like, you can become kind of obsessed with trying to like unlearn and heal and like not be a piece of shit. And I just want to put it out there that like there's no way to like unlearn it all. Like, I think that like unlearning, like making it seem as if like you can forever be engaging, you forever have the opportunity, instead of making it seem like you're just doing that, you know, you're just doing that. I think that that's just not realistic. Um, you know what, Campbell McHenry, I appreciate you for sharing your thoughts for sure, and I appreciate you for talking about starting a YouTube channel, because I do think that there are a lot of deep dark skinned people who are talking about trauma, and I also think if I could just put this in real quick, I know that there are some deep dark skinned people who really don't like the conversation of colorism being discussed in particular ways, because I know that there are some deep dark skinned people who believe that they're not the ones like that are going through colorism, that they're not the ones that are being harmed, that like their life isn't impacted by colorism. And so I just want to be candid that like I think this conversation can go left when a light skinned person is being candid about how colorism is something that they have to unlearn and be unlearning, rather, like that unlearn is not a real word in that context. And then obviously I'm talking to a deep dark skinned person who is naming that like they've been traumatized. So I just want to be candid that like when deep dark skinned people are candid about being traumatized, I absolutely will always engage in good faith. But I also know that there are some deep dark skinned people who don't really appreciate that, and it reminds me of how when you're young, your elders would say, "Don't tell in house business," like don't tell what's happening on in the house. And I think that that could be part of it. Is that there are some black folks who are deep dark skinned who could feel like, oh, you're telling our business, like, or I don't want that out there. And I get that. Like, I totally get that in the sense that I can empathize that like there's just some stuff that people just don't want on Front Street. I also think that unfortunately, because people are talking so candidly about colorism and its impacts, some people may think that us light skinned people who are engaging in perhaps good faith, because it's up to you to acknowledge, to see it as that, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't think someone's in good faith, like they can be saying whatever and you're just like whatever. But what I'm trying to offer is like, it's okay for folks to like really not want to hear about the colorism conversation who are deep dark skin. I think that unfortunately, because like some light skinned people have used this information to weaponize, like I think we talked about the E. Kane situation where she was using the fact that she was aware that she had privilege as a light skinned person to put down a deep dark skinned person, which again hammers home why there are some deep dark skinned people who are like, do not have this conversation, do not have this conversation, because again, the conversation has the propensity to go very left, because depending on who's talking, they could make it seem like, oh well, I have all the privilege here, I have all this and this here, and it's like that's not how anyone should be talking about their privilege. But again, who in Kane's life is going to talk to her about her privilege? I think about the elders when it comes to conversations around privilege. Who is the elder in the mixed community that would say anything? And see, I appreciate you for saying that, for bringing that up, because I don't know who Queen Op is. If anyone wants to give me a little info on that person, I don't mind looking it up. But as I was saying, just the concept, like just hearing that light skinned people have privilege in a way that can be harmful was already a moment for me. But then seeing us light skinned people who are mixed, and or perhaps just light skinned, I don't know about Kane, but just seeing lighter skinned people using our privilege to be like, and that's why you're never gonna get nowhere because you're not light skinned. That's fucking sick. But I also have to hold that that's how some of us really think. Some of us really think like that. And instead of making it seem like, oh, they're sick, they're unhealed, it's more so that they've been lied to. It's more so that light skin privilege and white privilege, those things are hinging on narcissism. They're hinging on this idea that we are automatically something of value when everyone has value. But for someone's skin tone to be denoting their value before they open their mouth or share with you any of their greatness, their skill, that's automatically a fucking it's just such a psychological experiment, such a psychological operation against the soul and the mind. And so again, just putting it out there that like to think that anybody white is automatically anything good is on the same coin as thinking anybody black is automatically bad. It's just not realistic. Oh wow. Not her friend Shell. That's fucked up. I hate to hear that. A duo that go live on Beagle and get money. Damn. Word. I see. Listen, you know what, Campbell McHenry? I really do hope that you create the channel because I do think that there are a lot of deep dark skinned people who probably do want to hear more about other people's experiences. Because again, being someone that's being harmed by white supremacy is already demonic as fuck. But also feeling as if your experience within white supremacy is just so fucking like degrading that you don't even want to share what's happened to you, that's another type of death. And I just want to hold that there are deep dark skinned people who would like to live. And so, with that being said, I don't want to stand in their way. I don't want anybody white standing in their way. And part of being alive is also sharing your story. Like, there are so many of us light skinned people who shared our story so much that people think that we're black people experiencing some different type of trauma. Like, I just think about how, like, having mixed ancestry has been has put so many like mixed, like I just think that having access to black ancestry and the ways that people relegate help and resource to mixed people, light skinned people, people who are part of, interracial or the product of interracial unions, like the ways that people see it for us and the ways that people think about us, like it does hinge on, again, us not being black and us being the ones that are being seen as saving, rescuing, keeping around, keeping alive. And again, when we look up early inventors in black spaces or early black inventions and who made them, a lot of times you'll notice that it wasn't deep dark skinned people, it was light skinned people. And there are also times where the light skinned people were stealing from deep dark skinned people to get where they got. And again, nothing was really done, even though it's popular knowledge. So I want to put it out there that there are lots of times where as light skinned people can be derivatives, we can be derailers, and we could also be stealing in a way that is not just scary, but it also is a reminder that this is historical. Like, there have been a lot of light skinned people who have stolen. That is why we're being uplifted in the way that we are. Not to mention, not just being a light skinned person, being a light skinned mixed person, because that's another layer to this, is having like the mixed ancestry. Like, we were talking about this, about how being mixed actually gives you a lot of privilege in America, because there are a lot of mixed people here. There are a lot of people who will empathize with like the struggle, air quotes, in being mixed. And I'm gonna be super candid that like I never really struggled as a mixed person because I wasn't really engaging in it like that. But I do think that like for the mixed people that are engaging in their mixedness, are benefiting from their mixedness and being candid about being mixed, at the same time, I do think that it's a different experience. Like I said, I grew up assuming that I was a light skinned black person, and that is why anti blackness was happening to me. I grew up just thinking that, you know, they could just see that I had black ancestry and that was enough. And therefore, you know, even though I was a mixed person, obviously, like my black ancestry was coming through and they were seeing me as not mixed, or at least not mixed enough. And then there's times where that wasn't the case. There were times where people would refer to me in ways that made me feel uncomfortable, because it felt like in their eyes they could see the mixedness in me, and it was the desirable part of me. And it felt strange as someone who's identifying as black that there would be moments where people would call out my mixedness as like some desirable thing, when I had spent so much time working really hard not to exotify myself. Because again, I feel like early on I realized like being light skinned was not, it wasn't a big deal. Not saying that like having the privilege isn't a big deal, but wasn't I wasn't sitting here like, oh, there's something about me. Like I was never thinking that. But I laugh to say that because I think about the times that like other light skinned people have said things to me, have let me know like we were cool, like because we were light skinned, or let me know that they were focused on my hair. Like I had someone recently tell me I have a good grade of hair. And it was an awkward moment because like I said thank you, but I wanted to say more. But at the same time, I literally didn't know what else to say because again, I didn't want to like have a whole convo with the girlie. And the thing is, she also is light skinned, also has, I want to say admixture in the family, but she's adopted and raised by black folk. And so there's a part of me that feels like for the most part I don't think that she thinks of herself as anything other than mixed. But I think that she's light skinned and has very long four, I want to say maybe 4B hair. And so she definitely, she's also a hairstylist. So I do think that like, you know, her saying it to me, her being my friend also, and even me saying she's my friend, I don't even think we're friends. I really feel like, because if we were really friends, I feel like we would say something, I would have said something. But she is someone that I barter with from time to time. So when she said it, I said thank you, but I just knew like, fuck, like I shouldn't have said thank you. But at the same time, I was just like, so I want to be candid that like I'm still unlearning like how to communicate with people about colorist, texturist, weird things that people say to mix people. Because again, depending on the relationship, depending on what was happening, here's the thing: she herself has like not the most marginalized hair, but also like I think that she is she's a little bit younger than me too, and again, like because she's lighter skinned, she benefits from colorism. I don't think that she ever has to really think about all the ways that she's benefiting. And I think that that's the thing. Anthony, when people ask you where you're from, like, what do you say? Because whenever people ask me where I'm from, I always like, well, now I say why. Because I just want to know, like, but sometimes I'll lie and I'll be like, oh, like my people are from all over the place, many places, don't know where I'm from, just to see how they react. Because again, I really want to be knowing like why they're even asking. And sometimes you find out it's because they're trying to exotify you. Other times you find out it's because their people are from there. So, no, it's definitely not. I don't disagree. I also think like when you said it's something people have to want to break free from, I personally feel like the thing that bothers me about this, about her saying what she said, is like we're cool, but we're not like talk about colorism cool. And I know that sounds really fucked up to say, but I feel like at this moment I don't know her that well, and I cannot have her as an enemy. Like I literally only have like two people that I know in this building that I actually really fuck with at this point. Everybody else I'm kind of just like cutting it, I'm cutting it off on them. But I feel like even me feeling like we can have a beef is a moment. Because again, I do think that she's invested in being a pretty light skinned girly. Like I really do think that she's like invested in being a beautiful light skinned girl. And when I add the asterisk of being light skinned, I just think that like when I see her, when I've heard her speak again, her noting like my grade of hair and things like that, like I just think that that's again another part of this. And I also think that there was a moment where like she met the guy that tried to kill me, and she told me straight up that she would never let him come to her house. And when I told her what had happened, she's like, that's why I told him. So there was a moment that like again, if the man didn't try to kill me, I feel like people would see what I'm trying to say. But she definitely was prejudging. Again, I know he tried to kill me, so I'm not trying to give too much. I'm just saying, like, her vibe was very much like this young black man who's deep dark skin cannot come to my house to get his hair twisted, or I don't even want him to have my card type shit. So there was definitely a moment where I was just kind of like, what the fuck? And again, there's a part of me that feels like maybe she just sensed something. She's an Aquarius. Maybe she just sensed that he was going to be a bad dude. I don't know. Her baby father's deep dark skin. So there's a part of me that's just like, I don't know. I don't think it was very personal, but it did have me like, you know? Again, I don't want beef with her, but I feel like she said enough things to where I do wonder where her politics are. But there's a part of me that's like, I don't really want to ask her too much. Because at some point, we may find that, she a colorist. And again, not even may find, she definitely a colorist. All of us are. Like, what am I talking about? We're both colorists. We're both colorists. I just think that, like, I was scared to broach the conversation with her. Because at this point, I don't know, like, I just don't know how close we really are. Like, I think I told y'all, like, yesterday that she asked me to watch her apartment because she going out of town and her man might be cheating on her. So maybe we are friends. Is that something you ask a friend to do? I don't know. It's giving I'm the nosy bitch in the basement apartment. It's giving that low key. It's giving like the bitch that might I don't know. Y'all tell me what y'all think. But it's not giving like homies. It's giving like bitch. It's giving bitch, watch my house. I don't trust him. And I told her, I was like, girl, you deserve better. Um, you know what, Amira, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. I definitely feel like I complimented her hair the other day, and she's like, oh, I look like somebody loves me. She's like, do I look like I'm being loved? And I was like, damn, girl. She very dramatic as a person. I feel like that's why, you know, I'm also worried about it because it's like I don't want her to think that I know more than her. I just want her to like maybe consider because she do have a deep dark skin son. She has one light skin son and one deep dark skin son. So I do wonder like how she treats both of them. I mean, I see her treating the little deep dark skin son good, it seems, but I don't know, babe. I don't know who this is. Tell me more. Tell me more. Hmm. 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 Yeah, I have a lot to think about, to be honest, because I don't like the fact that I feel worried about me breaking silence about this shit. But I also think like when someone tells me I have a good grade of hair, I just be wondering what they mean because it's like I feel like she said that shit on like a really good twist out day. And it made me feel awkward because it's like, bitch, I had to do so much to get my hair to look like this. Like, even now, I had to braid my hair and section it in a certain way to get this volume and this level of curl. I'm aware that my hair is thin. I have like a thin four, like maybe 4A. Like some people be saying my shit is 3C. I don't fucking know, but all I know is this. I have to do a lot to get my hair to do any of this. Like my hair don't do this off natural. So I understand that you're saying it's weird that I didn't speak up, but it was a moment where I was like walking by her and she said I had a good grade of hair. If you really think that was the moment for me to turn around and be like, what do you mean by that? That's real. That's real. I'm not about to get defensive about it. I'm just trying to be candid that like I was walking around back to my apartment and she just made a really random off comment. But it could be weird that I didn't speak up. If you speak up every time somebody who you're in a privileged group with says something fucked up, kudos to you. But I'm not about to sit here and
every time someone who's a fellow light skinned person does something off, that I'm gonna be saying something. I'm not. I'm gonna make sure that I'm safe. I'm gonna make sure that I'm in a space where I can get my needs met. And this woman, as much as I was saying she was my friend, I also in real time just questioned if that's the case. Because if she was my friend, I would just say something to her. Clearly, she holds some power. So I'm not about to motherfucking do too much and get fucking cussed the fuck out by this wayward ass lady. I don't know her that well. But I wanted to be her friend. I was moving like a friend. But again, she did say something off to me. She does have proximity to deep dark skinned people. I did think it was strange. But again, do I know this lady like that? I really don't. She just my neighbor. But have I been cool with her? Been trying to be cool with her? Sure. But like I said, I don't know if we're cool enough for me to be like, hey, you made a comment about my hair texture. Like, I'm not about to do that. Because then what? Then what? You know what I mean? Then what? Like, that's where I'm at. I don't know what to say to her. I don't know what to bring up with her. I know that it made me feel uncomfortable, but at the same time, I don't know her demeanor. And again, if y'all, every time a privileged person that you're in group with does something, you speak up, show me how you do it then. That's where I'm at. Because I feel like people will criticize you for not being like a soldier. I'm not cool with colorist people either. She's my neighbor. So what are we talking about? Like, and did she say something colorist or texturist? Let's stay on topic. Like, I feel like people want to, like, make it seem like I'm in the wrong. That's fine. That's fine. Exactly. Like, baby, I'm squatting in an apartment and that lady be giving me a ride every now and then. I don't talk to her like that. I wanted to be her friend. I was moving like a friend. I'm about to use her grill right now. But as far as like me checking her in the moment for saying something that was texturous, I didn't. I sure didn't. And I was vulnerable enough to bring it here. I don't know what else you want from me. I swear, some of y'all, I don't think y'all think past like what y'all say. Like, I don't think y'all think past what y'all say. Am I having a conversation where I feel comfortable with what I did? Like, that's why I just don't understand sometimes why people say certain things. In this whole entire conversation, I'm trying to figure out, am I even cool with her enough to break silence about this with her without getting bopped? I don't want to get bopped. I think it's valid. I think it's valid. I don't know her like that. She is not my bestie. She's a lady who lives upstairs. We are in community together. She said something off, and I don't even know when to break silence about this with her. I don't know when. Last thing I just told y'all, we talked about was she want to make sure her man not cheating on her, and she want to make sure if I see something to say something. Dog. As far as I'm concerned, that lady, she worried about her man cheating on her. She worried about flipping a ham at the ham shop. Like, we not besties or nothing, but she did make a comment that was awkward as fuck. If you're not friends with colorist people, that's great news. I can't say the same because I'm a light skinned person who's in proximity with light skinned and white people. And unfortunately, some deep dark skinned people can be colorist as well. So while you can say you're not cool with colorist people, I truly don't believe that anybody out here is not exhibiting some of the traits. That's how I truly believe. And I think that unlearning it is going to take a lifetime. And I think some people are ahead of us, some people are behind. I think she may be behind, but that could be my perspective as someone who seems like who seems to think that they may be ahead. I could be very delusional. So I prefer to just say that. But will I break silence about people saying stuff around me that's weird? Sure. Because I know I'm not the only person. I know some of y'all probably don't know what to say to that person who said, oh, I like your curl pattern. Like, or, oh, the way or you got hang time, or your hair moves, or some shit like that. I'm sure some of y'all don't know what to say either. It's a conversation. Like, I'm not a parent or an educator. I just come up on here to talk. So she my neighbor. I can't evict her. You know, like every now and then she got some Casamigos or something. She'll pour me a little cup, but outside of that, I don't know that we're more than acquaintances. And so, unfortunately for her, I don't really feel like I need to help her in this situation. She may actually feel more comfortable with me as an acquaintance, not as someone who breaks that fourth wall to educate her on her behavior. I'm not trying to say don't intervene. I'm just trying to say I didn't say anything in the moment, and now I'm like, how the fuck do I organically bring that up? You know what I mean? So maybe some of y'all don't understand what I mean. Maybe some of y'all have interactions with people and y'all just let it go, and then y'all just sit there and be mad or feel away for a while, and then don't talk to them. That's where I'm at. I'm just like, you know, like I don't think that was the right thing for her to have said, but at the same time, I wonder how she would receive me even
bringing it to her. And I think some of y'all may realize that like some of the people that say off shit, you don't check them because they don't seemingly have like that inner monologue to like figure it out. Like I feel like from what I've noticed of her, she's very much like as soon as she feels something, as soon as she thinks something, she's very quick. So I'm trying to think to myself, how can I slow down these moments? And some of y'all may not appreciate that, but I do think that unfortunately, like we're in different spaces. I'm not in high school, I'm not in college. Like I'm a grown person squatting in an apartment. I'm trying to motherfucking make the best choices I can. And honestly, this woman is in my community. Like I said, we're not friends. We're definitely acquaintances. 'Cause I'm not afraid to tell none of my friends nothing. But I'm trying to figure out like what to say next. If you have nothing to offer, that's fine. But I think sometimes like I break silence about stuff and people want to be like, oh, your behavior. Babe, I'm telling you my behavior. Like, you wouldn't know about it if I didn't tell you. It's just that sometimes I be wondering like what y'all goals be. No shade. I'm not trying to be mean. I wonder what y'all goals be when y'all say certain stuff. I wonder what y'all wanted in that moment. What y'all wanted me to say next. Cause it's giving very much script and it's giving very much like, oh, like I should just know. I don't know. I don't. I don't purport to know more than anybody, and I also don't purport to know more about the anti-blackness. Anthony, that's where I'm at. It's like, is it worth it to say something to her because I do not know how she's gonna react, and I'm also worried about the fact that like I don't know how far she's been unlearning. That's all I'm trying to say. How do I keep hanging around my neighbor? She my neighbor, dog. She live in my building. Every now and then she help me out. Again, I'm not trying to make it seem like me and her are besties. We kick it every day. Certainly don't. But I'm about to use her grill to make these s'mores tonight. Certainly am. Certainly am. Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know how deep it's gonna go. Now, here's my thing. If at another chance, if there's another instance where I can have a moment with her organically, I just feel like that's where I'm at. I'm picking and choosing my battles with people. I'm not about to just be popping out. Cause honestly, a lot of the conflicts that I've had in life have been because I popped out on somebody instead of just been like, hold on, are they going to receive what I'm saying? Do they even value my opinions? Like it's no shade. And again, this is the neighbor I'm telling you that's trying to figure out if her man cheating on her for the third time, bitch. This is the third time she trying to figure this out. She done already figured it out. He was. She's trying to figure it out again. And so honestly, like there's a part of me that's like, sweetie, everybody not gonna care. Like I'm not gonna be mean. I'm not about to sit up here and put myself in no situation because she don't give a fuck like that. No God. No God. Like see, if I say something colorist, I will care. You can trust that if you bring something to me that's colorist or texturist, I'll give a fuck. That's not everybody. And I'm not saying that like you're wrong because you want to do it and someone's not going to receive you. I'm just saying do not motherfucking be unprotective of your energy. Some people are not ready. I'm not saying that it's on anybody deep dark skin to intervene on her. I'm not saying that. What I'm trying to offer is as a mixed person who, and I don't think she identifies as mixed, even though she clearly has admixture. She's adopted by black folk, and so as far as she's concerned, she black. I don't know that she would want to hear it from me. That's all I'm gonna say. I already thanked her for saying something seemingly kind about my hair. I don't. She's an Aquarius, bitch. Again, in retrospect, I wish I wouldn't have said it here because I do feel like someone making it seem like my behavior was off is like okay. Like again, I feel like I just want you to. I just want again for the privileged folks that are here. You and a person that are able-bodied are talking, and the able-bodied person says, "Man, I love how able-bodied you are. You're so abled." Like you may be taken off again. They may not say it like that. They may say like, your ability to like fucking endure this thing, like whatever. Sometimes people are just talking about the fact that you're not disabled when they're talking about your body or its ability. In that moment, if someone was making a comment that was like kind of insensitive, not even kind of insensitive, was connected to ableism What would you do in that moment? A passing statement. It wasn't like we were sitting there talking. You know what I mean? I walked past her and she said, "You have a good grade of hair." I said, "Thank you." And I just kept walking because I didn't know what the fuck to say at the moment. I'm not going to say that I said the right thing. I'm just going to say, like, does anyone have any constructive criticism? Like, other than you're weird? Like, is there anything else to offer? Again, I just want people to consider what they're offering and if it's worth it to bring it up. If you're gonna criticize someone for not being like the way you would be in that situation, it just may not be worth it to share that. That's how I feel. If you do have something to offer, please share it, because motherfuckers don't want to be out here down bad. I would love to have had something to say to her, but I didn't. Like, what's next, you know? It's not even about her having the spoons, genuinely. It's just like, I don't know that we're that cool. And I hate to say that, but like, there are gonna be moments where people are in group with you and you're not cool like that. For them to hear, like, I feel like that's the thing. For me to bring up texturism would mean she would have to hold shame. And I feel like that's the thing. I don't know her enough for her to hold shame with me, to trust me, to trust. Like, 'cause that's another thing too. If I wasn't in the right headspace to hold what someone was saying when I was being colorist to an nth degree, when I was less aware of colorism, like, I probably would have lashed out. I probably did lash out. Probably did have like some back and forths that weren't cute. Word. Here's my thing. I feel like, again, I'm not trying to make a case that like you should be standing in the conversation and just be enduring like people being anti-black. What I'm trying to offer is, in every conversation, there's not a moment to like say something back. I felt like all I had was thank you, because less than that was huh, and then a whole conversation. I didn't have that for her, because at the same time, I don't trust her. I don't trust her like that. I don't trust her. And I think that's the other thing too. If she was not light skinned too, it would be a different conversation. Like, if she was deep dark skinned, I would have been like, no, it probably wouldn't have been. If I'm being honest, I probably would have did the same thing. Like, I just feel like, again, because she also is someone that I like believes that she has a good grade of hair. I think that that's why she says what she says. Personally, I think it's about her projecting her own feelings about her own hair onto me, because I've definitely said like she has like really beautiful hair. I never said it in like a texturous way, but her hair is really beautiful. She colors it and keeps it like healthy. That's what I mean. Like, it's very beautiful colored. It looks healthy. The curls look great. So here's my thing. I don't think that like paper planes. I'm not even trying to come for you, because again, I clearly don't feel good about what I said, but I also feel like what I'm trying to ask for is constructive criticism, not really like someone telling me that I was giving weird behavior, because I think that unfortunately the genesis of weird behavior is texturism existing, and then this light skinned person with the not 4C hair being like, your hair is nice compared to obviously 4C hair, because I feel like that's what she's basically saying. And I feel like me saying thank you is me acknowledging that I feel the same way. So I feel like that's what I'm trying to offer, is like, in the future, like, I definitely don't want to say thank you to something like that, but I also don't want to like be overestimating that I have like more power to shift or transform. But I also feel like, what does it look like to have conversations with like other privileged people and not be thinking about the power dynamic? Because obviously I'm thinking about it, because it exists. Like, she has more power than me. I borrow things from her. She gives me rides sometimes. Like, she has way more power than me in this situation that I'm in. And so me acknowledging something with her and she's not in the space to receive it, now the light bill due, the rent bill due, now the order's stacking up. You know what I mean? Things going left for me, all because I decided to tell a fellow light skinned person that like their thoughts were operating in colorist and texturist beliefs and behavior. That's where I'm coming from. It's like, I definitely need her for support, but at the same time, I don't want to fucking like act like what she said was normal. But at the same time, I don't know when to bring it up, because again, she's Aquarius, so she's already gonna know that I've been thinking of, like, that's the thing about it. It's like, she's an Aquarius person, so she's gonna know that I've been thinking about this since she said it, and she said that shit like last week. So she's gonna know I've had a problem with her since last week. Then she's gonna probably like again. This is why it's gonna get crazy because she's gonna be thinking like, oh, so you asked me to borrow my grill, but you was mad. She may take it like I was like plotting on saying something mean to her. So that's why I'm just like trying to hold that like sometimes us like privileged people, we will hear from someone in group and still think like, oh, those people got to you like low key like, and so that's what I'm worried about is like the anti-blackness, the colorism I may be walking into just with her like acknowledging that I said something that I didn't mean and now it's not thank you, it's actually don't say that anymore. Again, I'm also feeling weird because like last time I checked somebody about doing something weird, I feel like I lost their friendship, and there was a part of me that wondered, like, were we even ever friends? If I couldn't say this thing and it'd be fine. Like, Royal was playing Chris Brown in the car, and, like, she loves Chris Brown. And I asked her straight up, I was like, if I beat up Chris Brown, would you help me? And she was like, no. I was like, if I punched him, you wouldn't help? And she's like, no. In retrospect, what are we beating up Chris Brown? Come on. But I wanted her to, like, hear what I was saying. Like, I wanted her to understand, like, his abuse towards women was not okay. And, like, I don't want to support him in any way. I want the metrics of the radio station to know we don't fuck with Christopher Maurice Brown. And she just wasn't hearing me. And so I, of course, went extreme with it. That's another reason why I'm worried. Because it's like I may get in this combo with her and start bringing up things that are not necessary. You know what I mean? Like, again, I went from, you know, are you listening to Chris Brown to would you help me beat up Chris Brown, to try to gauge, like, whether or not she really gave a fuck about what I was giving a fuck about. So, again, I've done wayward things before in terms of, like, trying to figure out, like, where's the line? Are we really friends? Can I say this thing to you about this thing? Will you get mad at me? And I think that, obviously, I don't feel safe with her to, like, say something. So, I'm just bringing it up because I do think that I'm probably not alone. Listen, I don't think that I'm behaving in a bad way or in a way that I don't appreciate or I would be different. I just think about, like, the ways that I was trying to make her understand, like, how much I hate Chris Brown and I don't fuck with him. And her energy was just, like, suffer. Like, it was like, I just don't feel that. Like, and to be candid with you, in retrospect, I wish I would have never said anything about it. In retrospect, because I feel like her listening to Chris Brown was enough. Wasn't it? So, low-key, maybe her making that textuous comment was enough. You know, maybe I'm realizing we're just acquaintances. We're not going to be deeper friends. You know? Again, I'm just trying to learn from behavior in the past and, like, not do the same shit twice and look stupid again. You know what I mean? Looking stupid one time is enough, don't you think? So, you know what? She trusts me enough to make sure that her man not cheating. That's what I am to her. I'm a bitch that lives downstairs, you know? That's what I'm saying. I don't think anything would have changed. So that's why I'm just like, maybe I should just, like, learn from that and just, you know, make notes. Make notes. She thinks saying textuous things make sense. I'm not going to talk to her as much. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you know, not talking to her as much, she may pick up on that. She may ask me, like, are we cool? Like, and I want to be honest with her. Not his album Been Too Fire. Not you can still hate him and bop in your head to Sensational. I'm crying, Whitney. Listen, I stopped listening to Yo. I don't feel better than other people, but I just want y'all to know I used to really love Yo. And it's the way that I don't listen to nothing. Like, babe, and I'm not going to say it hurts, but it's just like, damn, Christopher Maurice Brown. But you know what song I do listen to? Dougie in my pussy, did the Dougie in my pussy. Come on, Chris Brown, baby, come on, Dougie in my pussy. Not CMB, bitch. Word. Listen, here's my thing. I'm not going to play like This Girlie Is My Bestie, but it's called Dougie in My Pussy by Joanne Prada. Joanne Prada used to make music back in the back, and she wrote an amazing song about Chris Brown. But unfortunately, if I'm being candid, it's problematic. It's problematic. It's problematic. This song is really problematic. Like again, anything to do with Chris Brown is problematic. But that's the only song that I ever listened to about Chris Brown is Dougie My Pussy, and it's by Joanne Prada. How you feel about Chris Brown is how you feel about Drake. You know what, bitch? I be trying to listen to Loyal sometimes. Oh my god, bitch. Again, I feel like the last time I heard Chris Brown, I think it was "Give Me That." I can't lie, "Give Me That" still goes, but I could just play it in my head. Free streams, ho. You know what I mean? I'm not giving him no coin. I'm not. Not your mama. I'm sorry to hear that. Ooh, Azalea. Yeah, I think Azalea came up on my shuffle recently, and I was shook as fuck. I was like, "Damn, Azalea, what you offering?" But I think like she did something really weird recently. I can't remember. I think there was something with a check-in, right? Am I crazy? Didn't she do a check-in spell? Am I bugging? I'm bugging, right? I pray I'm bugging. But I just remember her taking a picture of like a dead chicken in a bag. Am I tripping? Please tell me I'm fucking tripping. I pray I'm lying. I pray I'm lying about this. Oh my God. Yo, I really thought I was just high and making something. Honestly, I was like, you just made that up. Like, I really said that to myself as soon as I said it. I was like, you made that up. You just made that up. Fuck. Word, the AAA mommy, yeah. Right. Like, I feel like she was trying to compliment me, but I feel like that's the other thing, though. I feel like her even thinking it was a compliment to tell me I have a good grade of hair, very fascinating. Because whenever I see somebody with hair looking kind of like mine, I'll be like, "Ooh, that twisted out." Like, I try to acknowledge the work that may have went into it. Because I know for me, this isn't my natural texture. I had to put a lot of product in my hair. I braided it in individual braids before I went to bed last night. There's literally honey in it. It literally feels kind of tacky. Like this is literally like getting freeze curls for me, as I have to put honey and conditioner in my hair to get it to do this shit. My hair do not do this. It don't even stay like this. It don't even move like this. This hair is extremely product. It's mostly product. If someone touched it, they'll be shook. The way I'm touching it, I'm shook because it's got a weird feeling, to be honest. But it looks pretty good, so we gonna let it go. Talk about friends who are weird to us. I mean, she my neighbor. Damn. Wait, who was at a Trump rally? Azalea? Yeah, she did do a Santeria spell. Yeah, Santeria spell. You're right. Honestly, I don't have no friends that are weird to me, but I did. I think I'm going through a friend breakup, and it's kind of awkward because like I've not gone through one in a while. But I'm trying to like handle it with grace. You feel me? I'm trying to remember like how they feel, or what their actions are giving. Like it has nothing to do with me. It's all about them right now. I should not project onto them. You know, when they're ready to talk to me, if they're ever ready to talk to me, they will. If we have a relationship that's worth saving or keeping, like we'll know about it together, you know? And so as of right now, you know, I'm just going to like just keep on holding on, but I do feel genuinely like it's definitely devastating, but it's also one of those things where I have to hold myself accountable for the fact that there were times in the friendship where I definitely wasn't being my best self, where I was in survival mode. Like, this friendship kind of, you know, got me through a lot of shit. And I feel like that's why I feel shame about this person, like, perhaps choosing to get away from me. Because I'm like, damn, like, you know, I know I was doing a lot. I know I was going through some crazy shit. I know I was wilding. But it's like when I started realizing how much I was wilding, I think that's probably when they started realizing that they didn't want to be my friend no more or be as close with me or have as much connection with me. And that sucks. Like when you realize that your friend really was like your friend that was really holding you down. And now, you know, maybe they're your friend from a distance, but y'all not as close as you were. And it sucks. Because again, if I could, I wish I could go back in time and just like not lean on them so hard, but At the same time, I don't want to shame myself because I needed to lean on somebody, and I wish that I leaned on somebody else? Absolutely, at this point. But I do agree. I do agree that having connection with people is so sacred and so grateful. Or excuse me, and I'm so grateful to have ever had any love in my life. I feel like I'm one of those people. I'd rather love people and lose their love than never have had that experience. And so I'm grateful that I even had a chance to be loved by them. I'm grateful that I even had that opportunity to be loved. And I'm grateful that I could recognize it, at all. Sometimes we're being loved and we really don't see it like that. So I'm grateful that I see in retrospect. Unfortunately, I feel like that's where the pain comes from. It's like, damn, you was really my friend. And now that, you withdrawing is when I feel it. And I feel like that's the other part of this too. It's like I feel you pulling away from me because we're so connected in this emotional way that might be unhealthy. And so me feeling you leaving my life, me feeling you not being with me no more, me feeling like our connection is no longer what it was. It's just like it's a lot to handle, it's lots to bear. But at the same time, I know that like I was there. I was here. I came. I saw. I was here. Here. Like, bitch, that's the energy. Like, that's not my energy on this whole shit. Is like, I was here, bitch. I was here. And so, like, that's the only way I can be grateful moving forward is that I ever got to try it. I ever got to. Yes, Miss Prada's message to Chris Brown, bitch. I'm glad that you got to get into it. But yeah, I'm just grateful that I ever got to be loved. Cause, bitch, it's some people in our life that don't really show us like that we are worthy to them. And I can't say that. I can't say that I didn't see my worth in that connection. I can't say that that connection didn't feed me, didn't give me. And again, I know now what it is to realize, damn, somebody was giving me their best. Somebody was giving me all their time and energy and connection, and I really didn't have it to give back. And honestly, I do think that some friendships are 50-50. Some friendships really do check on each other and y'all get each other. But there's so many connections where we are one sidedly pouring in. And I didn't think that. I didn't think that that was what was happening. But I can understand from their perspective how they could be feeling like that. And if they ever come back into my life, I hope that we can talk about what we felt. Because I do think that at this point, I just want to move forward with integrity. You feel me? Like, I just want to move forward and just know, like, that I'm making people feel good. And if I'm making people feel like shit, I want to hear about it. And so that's really where I'm at. I also think it's hard to just, be a good friend sometimes. Like, it's just not easy. I think that friendship is challenging. I think some people may not agree, but I think that especially now, in late stage capitalism, like having friends can be such a mind fuck because you want to be there for everybody. You want to answer all the calls. Want to send all the texts. Want to send all the Uber Eats and all the treats and the little gift bags. And I wanna be a friend that like I'm in your life. Like you feel me in your life. Like you see in your life remnants that I brought to you. But I also have to remember like I don't exist just to like show up for people. So I think that that's the other thing too is like maybe that friend is realizing that too, that like I don't just exist to be called about some shit. I don't exist to I also think I'm sure some of my friends feel a way about me kicking it with Dane hella hard, but if I'm being candid, I feel like in the midst of me dealing with Nat and in the midst of me trying to like move through this like shooting or not shooting the dude who tried to fucking stab me, like I do think that I tried to like just back up off everybody. Like I try to like just not be a problem for anybody to worry about. And so I think some of my friends may be thinking that I'm like caught up with this person, but it's more that I'm trying to solve my own fucking problems and not trauma dump on people and hurt them and stress them out. And I feel like a lot of people I thought we were friends, we're not friends. We were in a trauma bond, and I feel like I'm realizing that because I'm trying to unlink from the trauma bond. I'm trying to fucking link within joy, happiness. And this is not me trying to make it seem like they're bad people. It's more to say that I think we was all down bad, but I think that like as I work to start to figure out how down bad I really am and how much I was leaning on other people to like avoid leaning on myself, I think that some people are like uneasy. I think some of us really are enmeshed. And I think that that's a hard thing to hold and to know. But I'm going to keep holding it and knowing it because I don't want to be enmeshed. like I said before in another live, I want to be in friendship where if I'm not feeling good, I don't answer the phone. We not beefing. I don't want it to be where I'm worried that, like, you don't know how much I love you because, I feel like our friendship is imbalanced. Like, I don't want to be worried. I want to have friendships where as soon as I think something, I could call you and it's done. And we figure it out together. And so, unfortunately, for some of y'all, like, coming to that realization that that's what you want, and then looking around and, like, seeing some of your people in your life and realizing, damn, we not even friends. That shit's hard. I really hope that y'all listen to some good music, eat a good snack, do something that makes you feel happy, makes you feel fun, makes you feel flirty, makes you feel like there's more life out there, because there is, always has been. But losing connection with people that low-key kind of feel like rocks in your life, that shit can make you feel very uneasy and out to sea as fuck. So just want to say, like, you're not wrong, you're not crazy, you're not wild. Like, that relationship matters, or mattered, or maybe still does matter. I feel like I'm still going to keep hope alive for that relationship to figure itself out. But at the same time, I'm going to move forward. I'm going to keep on loving people, keeping my heart open, making new friendships, making new connections, and you are too. This is just a moment to maybe just take stock of what it is that in that relationship maybe you weren't doing in to the best of your ability, but also ways that that relationship might not have been fulfilling to you. Like, low key, like, whenever there's a friend breakup, you often find that there were things you were masking or not thinking about too deep because, oh, it's fine, it's not a big deal. So in our relationship, I was people pleasing at times, for sure. There were definitely some things that happened that I wanted to say no to, but I didn't say no because I'm trying to prove I'm your friend. I'm trying to prove that I'm really your friend. And it's just funny how when you get the friend breakup, you're like, wait, I didn't prove it right. And that's not the lesson here. So I hope y'all know you did your best. But what if it wasn't about doing your best? What if it was about having connections with people that were authentic? Now, when you look back at the relationship, you're able to actually give yourself some empathy and some humanity and be like, damn, I actually wasn't being authentic. I wasn't showing up all the time as my real self. And I wasn't always saying the things that I could actually do. Like, sometimes I was just people pleasing because I wanted to keep that relationship going. And then you have to hold that, like, you was trying to keep a relationship going. You wasn't trying to, like, maintain a connection with someone. The ways that you just want access to somebody, bitch. Low key. But you're not alone, bitch. Me too. Me too. But let's hope that moving forward, we can all be kinder to ourselves and realize that it's not a game. Either we're willing to dive in with these people and talk with them and connect with them and be honest when we got it, when we don't, or we just about to be motherfucking performing. Isn't that boring, bitch? Are you trying to get an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, a Tony? Or are you trying to have a connection with somebody that's not going to always be good? It's not going to always be we cool. Like, sometimes you're going to be having conflicts, ruptures, repairs. So, that part. That part. Yeah. Whitney, I'm glad that you came here. Shay, you as well. Alterel, it's always a pleasure. Anthony, thank you for talking so much and being so candid with us and sharing your perspectives. Just thank you everyone for being here. Meryl Streep, it's always a pleasure. But yeah, I'm about to get out of here. I'm about to go handle my business. I know I've been here for 1,000 years, but I had a good time. If you don't see me tonight, it's because I am getting fucked up on mushrooms. I said I wasn't gonna eat, but bitch, a donut is fine. You can eat a donut before mushrooms, but I'm probably gonna, like, obviously, like, poop again. You gotta poop again. But yeah. You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Anyways, I'm gonna see y'all later. This is the little mushy that I'm gonna do. If you made it to the end, give me a name for him, okay? So when I come back, I'm gonna tell you who I'm about to eat. I'll see y'all later. Bye. Yes, always a good time with y'all too. Good night, y'all. Bye.